Hello, hello, hello. How is everyone? Kapil, James, Gojira. How are we all on this fine spring day? If it's fine where you are. It's nice where I am for a change. Man tinkle. That sounds like it's several insults rolled into one. Beautiful. Probably is about pollen time, isn't it? May's normally when I get a bit affected by it, so it's getting there. It's getting there. Mowan as well. I need to plug my phone in. Ooh. With a short cable, apparently. There we go. Yeah, I never thought I had allergies for like years. I just thought I got like spring and summer colds. And then someone pointed out, no, you probably just got like hay fever. And it made a lot of sense. Everyone alright? Everyone had a good couple of weeks? Anything exciting happened? Glad to hear it, Gojira. Glad to hear it. Guy got fired at work for stupid stuff. Beautiful. As long as it wasn't you, James. That's the main thing. Awesome, Gojira. That would be awesome. I've never been to Italy proper. I spent a day in Venice. Which isn't really quite the same as going to Italy for a proper holiday. Whereabouts in Italy? Do you have somewhere picked out? I wish I could get fired. Just need to try harder to be bad at your job, James. Just not trying hard enough. That's what it is. Do not go in summer. Well, we went in summer. It would have been to for our day trip to Venice, and yeah, it's just horrendously packed. Of course it is. It's like one of the main tourist destinations in Europe. It's nice to see though. Glad I went and all that. You know, went on a gondola as you do. Do you guys notice anything different? Of course I went on a gondola. Of course I went on a gondola. You can't go to Venice and not go on a gondola. Has to be done. Oh, you got a family over there. That's awesome. Oh, thank you, James. No, not that, Capel. No, you can see the room has not changed that much behind me. But you're close, James. That's sort of behind me that's changed. I'm waiting to see if anyone's going to pick up on it. Everyone is green apart from Capel. He's the superior blue. No, all that stuff's always been there. Hey, General Vague. No, the thing that's changed, the reason you're seeing more stuff behind me is because I have a different chair. I no longer have the high back chair, which normally cuts out like everything here, so it hides some of the mess behind me. I no longer have that. I have a very fancy, not new chair, second-hand chair, I suppose. But yes, a friend of mine, unfortunately for him, went through a divorce with his wife. And one of the things that she had was a very nice chair. Oh, thank you, James. Other James? Yeah, so he gave her a chance to collect it, and she didn't collect it. So now it's my very nice chair. It's one of these fancy human scale ones. So it's worth like £800. It's stupid amounts for a chair. But yeah, I got a nice new chair. Whoop, 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 whoop. So yeah, I'm the only thing that I might do, which is going to be a bit different to normal, is because it's one of these ones which, you know, balances you automatically depending on where you're sat. I find myself going back a little bit more, whereas with the other one I'd have to play with levers to do it. So you might find out that I start the stream like this, and then by the end of the stream I'll just be like down here, just like, yeah, perfect. They do say that. Well, no, I didn't. I offered him stuff for it, but he was just like, nope, don't want it. Moving to a smaller house. She didn't take it. Screw her. It's your chair now. I don't know if you can fall off these. They're so fancy. They're just cushioning in all the right places. Not all the right places. She doesn't know. Yeah, so I can go back to here and then just sit comfortably. But yeah, it's pretty stable. I don't think I'm going to fall over. It might hurt my neck a bit. I might have to move my monitor up so it's like up there, and I'll just play like this instead. Oh my word. It's just... Is there anything you wouldn't want me to vlog, Kapil, out of interest? Oh, it's too late. I was going to ask her, Mum, but she went straight past the window. Didn't even look at me. With a comparison of the subjects. Well, I've had the other one since I moved into this house. Hey, Dion. Very well, thank you. Yourself? Oh, you don't want that, James. I'd be terrible at it. Terrible at it. I did do 3 PvP fights in Elden Ring, just for the quest to get to whatever it's called, to get the good farming area. And I just fought the same guy 3 times, and it was 2-1. I did beat him once, but then he learnt all my tricks and then destroyed me the last time. Anything that involves you getting naked can stay off the videos. Yeah, Mog's area, yeah, or Mog, Mahog, however it's pronounced, yeah. D2R PV. I don't know what D2R is. What's D2R? I'm trying to think. I can't think of anything to match that. We need a cooking stream so I can teach you how to cook like a pro. Yes, we do. Oh, Diablo 2 Resurrection. I don't know if I can ever go back to Diablo 2 now. After I played it so long ago. Cautiously optimistic about Diablo 4. I did install the Diablo 4 open beta, and I managed to play about 12 minutes. That was what I managed to get the whole weekend. I don't know, Dion. I'll have to see how it goes. I don't know if it would be tough going from Elden Ring back to an older Souls game. When everyone says that, like, you know, Elden Ring is like the culmination of all the good things from the previous ones carried on and then improved and everything. No worries, Gojira, you enjoy that? What's easier, is it? You say that like you're assuming that I won't lose every single ounce of my skill. Well, by now, I'm sure if I went into Elden Ring now, I'd be absolutely terrible. I've got somewhere, I don't know where it is now, but it's like the limited edition super version of Diablo 3, which come with like the little Diablo head with the USB key in and all sorts. Because I was so excited about it, and I played it for like an hour and I was disgusted and didn't play it again for like 2 years. Oh really? Oh, maybe I'll just go back and just show how amazing I am at Dark Souls games then. No worries, Gojira. You enjoy your gaming. It's not something I do often, Mowen, but I was that excited about Diablo 3 because I love Diablo 2. I was like, I'm going to do this because this looks like an amazing thing. And I probably had a lot of, you know, spare cash around at the time. Not something I could do these days. Although I have recorded a couple of videos, which are going to be up in the next few days, so that's something. I'm getting there. I have actually recorded Enemy of My Enemy 2 for Empires, for those of you who are deeply... Yeah, there was huge buyer's regret with that one. Oh, my word. Diablo 3 at launch was terrible. It was horrible. It was based all around that stupid real money auction house, and it was horrible. Running around as like a barbarian and picking up just sorcerer items, and that's all you're getting. But once they got rid of that, Diablo 3 was very good. Played through it a few times, in co-op in particular. I have to do the first God of War before I do Ragnarok. Oh, I cannot wait, Capil. I cannot wait. Very excited to see all of your hard... We've had 2 weeks to do it. Doman bought the 15th Warcraft Anniversary Golden Ragnarok statue. Does that have pride of place on your mantelpiece now? In the front room? Recorded yourself singing? What song were you singing? You could post it in the music channel on the Discord server. Seems appropriate. Your nerd shrine. I'd love to have a proper nerd shrine. Every time I get like a different room, I try to set up a proper little nerd shrine. And it ends up just being a bit of a mess after a few months. I did have, in the old room when I had my own room in the house. Before, you know, children. I had a shelving unit with all my old consoles on. My little console museum, which was nice. Everything from Studio Ghibli to Mass Effect. Nice. I played WoW a little bit, like a few years after it was out. And I got really into it, but I just kind of was like, there's just no end in sight. I like games. I'm not sure I want to play a single game just like religiously for like 5 years. The twin pack of F-Zero Killer Instinct with the Killer Cuts audio CD. I did have, many years ago, we're going back now, but I did have a, which I didn't buy, my grandparents got it for me, but it was like a limited edition Street Fighter 2 Turbo for the SNES in like a beautiful silver case, which was awesome. But that is now long gone. Long gone. A Wonderful World. It is a great song. Well, I look forward to seeing your dulcet tones serenade us then. Been on WoW since 07. See that? Yeah, that's what I mean. That's crazy. Never really got into fighting games, even though I said I just had like that Street Fighter 2 Turbo thing. I've never really put the effort into learning how to do fighting games properly. I sort of learn a few moves and then I just sort of panic and button bash a lot. I got a couple of friends though who are really into it. Really into it. Got the proper little fight sticks that they spend Lord knows how much on. And they get really, they keep in our little group, WhatsApp group that we've got, they keep talking about all the new stuff that's coming out for Street Fighter or whatever game it is they're talking about, and everyone else is just like, this is meaningless. All this conversation is meaningless to us. The games that give Antz nostalgia. That's actually a pretty good idea, James. Obviously, you'd have to go out and buy all the games we used to play on the old systems and then connect them up to, you know, some sort of external video recording device. Because you shouldn't emulate games that you can't buy anymore. That would be crazy. Good at the Eastern fighters, your brother's good at the Western ones. So between the two of you, you've got the whole world covered. That's nice. Oh, I know. I'm aware you can emulate games. I'm not quite that dense. I was just trying to suggest that you shouldn't really, you know, encourage emulation. Because, you know, for some reason it's illegal to emulate games that you're out of print and you can't buy and no one's selling anywhere. But whatever, Nintendo, I'm looking at you. Yeah, I saw that, Kapil. It's like 20, is it 20 to 25% of his wages? Because he's got to pay back like $14 million or something crazy. Trying and failing, James, because you're all dragging me down with you. And obviously, one of the first things I did with my Steam Deck was definitely not install EmuDeck and every single emulator and copy across just like 1,000 games, because that would be wrong. Yeah, I do occasionally go back to them. Whenever I go with my dad, which doesn't happen very much anymore, but we used to play Quackshot on the Mega Drive. That was like our go-to thing. So we always tend to have another run through that, see if we can get through it, which is easy with emulating because you can do the save state, which is just, you know, like a godsend. Already finished my tea. I've just been chatting, just finished my tea. I haven't even opened the game up yet. It's just there on the menu. Look at that. Precious dime to be had, indeed, indeed. I didn't mean to put my arms in front of the camera. I'm not trying to show off my guns or anything, you know. For increasing energy, what, like energy within yourself, General Vague? Do you know what? Just a big cold glass of water. If you're feeling just a bit lethargic, a big cold glass of water will do wonders for you. I don't know, my wife's yelling something from the front room. Sorry, dear. Oh, she's just being facetious. It's okay. It just doesn't bear repeating. YouTube has rules against those guns. I am actually, in terms of my arms at least, I am the buffest I think I've ever been in terms of arms, just because I lift around. I was going to say wee little AJ, but you know, she's the size of a 6-year-old, so keeps you buff. Oh, I thought general meant like it is an immediate thing, but yeah, overall, eating well, exercise. But if you're looking for something like an immediate little boost, just a glass of cold water. Playing Mortal Kombat 2 in the old style big screen when you were about 5 and the people were as big as you. I don't know if I could bench press her. It's bigger. It's hard enough getting her off the floor and just holding her in my arms. The worst thing is when we're somewhere and we're like 20 minutes from a car or whatever, and then she's like, "I'm tired, pick me up." It's like, of course I will. Well, she goes on my shoulders quite a lot, which means then I have a hunchback, and that actually hurt when I did that. Ow. FPS is your main go-to? I don't really have a main go-to anymore. I just sort of flick around with everything. Also strategy games. I do tend to go to strategy games and city builders and stuff. And factory games, that sort of thing. Only been drinking coffee. Overdone the coffee. It's gone too far. It's gone the other way. She's a ham like your middle kid. She is, yeah. She's like 98th percentile for height and weight. So she was 3, like what was it, a couple of weeks back or whatever. Almost 3 weeks ago now. But like we're buying her like 5 to 6 size clothes now because she's massive. No worries, James, you get your foods on. We'll just slam them down to the mat mount, is that what you mean? Right, I suppose we should come out of this, see where we are, see what's going on. Oh, we are, of course, in... Oh, I've lost one of my... Oh, that's going to feel weird. Oh, no, there it is. I have those little cap covers for the sticks on my Xbox controller, and I just realised one of them was missing, and it felt very, very weird. Going to be 6 soon, he's in 10 to 12 clothes. Yeah, I think that's what we're... Hey, Lily, how's it going? That's definitely what we're heading towards. He is the chunk. I'm assuming you don't call him that. That's not like his nickname, right? Just give him a complex straight away.
I'm truly awed by what we've accomplished. The final broom upgrade is better than even I expected. Stop by Spin Witches when you can.
It's the accent. The accent is so preposterous. I'm having issues with my control. I might have to get a new cable. My cable is... in fact, I might look for a cable now in case it cuts out in the middle of something important. Yeah, the cable I use for my Xbox controller is a mess, to be honest. It's like all frayed and broken. Like I can see the cables within the rubber casing inside it. Let's get rid of that. That's alright, Lily. To be honest, there's no guarantee you get the notifications anyway, because YouTube is mysterious in its ways. Just behind his back, right, James? And on his birth certificate is a middle name. I assume everyone has one of these drawers somewhere in their house where it's just a random collection of all the USB cables you could possibly ever need. We have 2 of those drawers. Liam Carter, chunk peacock. I assume is what you meant by that. What is it, Lily? I've got no idea. Every single drawer in your room, yeah. I've just got the one, because I've got 2 drawers at the bottom down here, which are just filled with all the audio cables I used to do when I used to do music. And I have no point thought to myself, well, I've thought about it, but at no point I've actually got around to sorting through them and getting rid of most of them. Because I don't really need XLR cables anymore, for example. And phono cable. What am I going to need a phono cable? The man drawer. All my drawers are man drawers, because I'm a manly man. Yeah, right. You got an ant colony. That's awesome. What species? I have empty drawers and drawers that are stuck shut. Thanks, man. Right, let's have a look at our quests. Groom and feed the thestral offspring. We'll do that when we go back there. We need to talk to Poppy in Hogsmeade, so we'll do that. Also in Hogsmeade, so we'll do that. Back at the catacombs. We need to use all 3 of the plants simultaneously. And another one back there. Did I... No, I need to buy a mandrake, because I don't have a mandrake currently. Let's go and talk to...
Oh, hello again. Couldn't have
Oh, hello again.
upgrades without your help. As always, I have a special prize for you.
Do you know what, actually, General Vega? I would quite like a pet snail. One of, like, the giant African snails. AJ's got one in her nursery. They have a pet snail in there. And they were showing us when we went round for one of our, you know, parent visiting days. And it's quite awesome. I love them.
What are we looking for today?
Just this, I reckon. 7,500. I mean, yeah, all right.
I truly enjoyed working with you. Thank you for believing in me.
I'm not sure I could handle eating like a normal snail that they cook up, let alone like a giant African snail. Hello again. Yeah, my nan was wonderful for giving us lots of food and stuff, particularly around Christmas and everything like that. And one time she gave me like frozen garlic and herb escargot. I was like, yeah, no thanks, I'm definitely not going to put that straight in the bin. Who on earth in the UK wants that in their freezer? Absolutely insane. Did not eat it. If it's in the Discord, Dion, just let people know where it is and we'll track it down. Yeah, a couple of my queens, Lee, absolutely refused to move. I did the red film thing. I even used the lights I use for here. I like shone those like right on top of it as well. Because sometimes if the red film doesn't work, then if you light up the area they're in to try and encourage them to go into the red film, I even like went over the red film with cardboard to make it completely black out in there. Yeah, it was some of them just don't want to move. As a last ditch attempt, you can use actual like either a heating mat or a heating cord to try and like just gently ease them up the tube to get rid of them. But yeah, sometimes they just like I've bought some of my ant colonies previously, like really nice nice formicariums, like really kind of like fancy ones to move them out of their test tube into, and they would just not care about it. Oh, does Discord have an 8 meg limit? That is crazy. You could just put it on YouTube as a private video, Dion, perhaps? Right, where was someone we needed to talk to in here? Poppy. When they're asleep and you move the red film a bit, they go crazy. The red film, it doesn't work for all species. Some species can... Because the whole point of the red film is that ants aren't able to see red light. So putting the red film over it is essentially putting them in darkness. Whereas you can still see in. But some of the species still can see red light. So the red film isn't doing as much as you might hope sometimes. Although I don't know which species. And I don't think anyone really knows for sure. It's all just a bit of like guesswork, I think. Alright, Poppy, what have you got for us?
I didn't keep you waiting, did I?
Look
Not
at
at all.
us.
I was just at the post office. Gran told me to expect a package.
Oh, nice, a
It
harvester
looks as if
colony.
she forgot to send it. She didn't send me an owl this week either. Perhaps she's busy with her research.
Yeah, I had a
What kind of
harvester,
research
but
is
mine
she
were
doing?
Mesa
It varies
Barbaras.
from week to
Barbaras?
week, but it's
I
always
can't
to
remember
do
the
with
name of
creatures.
the different
Last week she was studying
species
Legnops
now.
and Plimmies.
Terrible. I'll blame the absolute lack of sleep that I
What was she sending you?
failed to
Only
survive
some
on.
feed she's been developing.
Oh yeah,
I
man,
was
she's
going
looking
to give it to
fancy,
Professor
isn't she?
Howland for the measles.
Look at her.
What did you find out about the dragon you were tracking? I realized that she didn't know the poachers had her egg, so when she left Horntail Hall, she would have headed straight to her nest. I went back to the tent and tracked her flight.
If they're small, that's not too unusual, Lily. If she's still just got, I can't remember what the foundling ants are called. Oh. Yeah, if they've just got a few ants, quite often just one or two will go out, and the rest of them will just look after the queen and the eggs and everything like that. That'll change as they get a bit bigger. They'll start going out in droves. Sleep is alive when you have children. Yeah, don't I know it.
She's gone? Tree canopies,
AJ's got like a little
like that.
like an alarm clock. It doesn't go off in the mornings, but it has a moon on it for nighttime and a sun for daytime. And like, you don't come into our room until the sun's up. And she was really good for about 4 days and came into our room like literally a minute after the sun was up. And that's just gone now. Now she comes in whenever she wants, usually about 4 minutes before the sun's up as well. So you're looking at your phone, you're like, AJ, the sun's not up, you shouldn't have come in, but there's no point in sending you back to your room, so I guess you're here now. Nantix, thank you, yes. Yeah, the tiny little first ones. It could also be they just don't need a lot of food if they're quite small still. There's not a lot of eggs to care for. Or does that mean you get to sleep in until like 12 now, James? Get all the sleep you could possibly need.
Well done. You certainly know what you were doing. I can't be certain, but I have an idea of one place she may have
I
been
did go
heading.
to bed the other day at
We might
half
go
8 in the
see it for
evening.
ourselves.
Because
Of
I was
course.
feeling really
Shall we leave
hungover and
now?
my head was
If that's
absolutely
all right.
destroyed. But I did
I
go to
want
bed at
see
half
how
8
she's
for the
faring
first
when
time
she had a
probably
collar on.
about
And she's
25
likely
years.
frantic about her egg.
More than that, 35 years. I was definitely listening to Poppy.
we are.
Ooh, something about a
I
dragon.
do think this is where we'll find her.
I think this is the first time she just
The terrain's
teleported us
typical
somewhere
of
for a
where
quest
the
rather
breed
than having to
nest.
just chase after them for
I
ages.
suspect it's how the poachers found her to begin
Yeah, I
with.
went to a gig.
They likely
It's
camped
one of the
here
first
and
gigs
looked her
I drank
patterns.
at for a little while, I
Perhaps they
think.
nabbed her first and then her egg.
Yes, we went to the
Dragons are hard
gig,
enough to
saw the
handle,
band,
let alone maternal ones.
and then me and my
You
mate
got
stayed
all
there
of that
until
from
like 1 in the
simply
morning,
standing here.
just chatting to
You'd
the
be
band and
surprised
people
how easy
watching
it is to think like a
and
poacher.
just drinking
Shall we
a
see
lot.
if she's home? We only need to return her egg.
The best thing was I was obviously supposed to sleep in the morning because my wife knew I wouldn't be feeling too well because I suffer with hangovers quite badly. So she got up with AJ and then about 4 minutes later was smashed full on in the face with a thermometer right in the eye. So I had to go and sort of try and deal with it, and my head was spinning. I was still definitely drunk, like knelt on the floor. And then we went into AJ's bedroom and realised she'd taken out every single piece of clothing from her drawers as well. So I was like knelt on the floor trying to fold up trousers and stuff, just like Yeah, I don't know if we've discussed this before. I might have wiped it from my memory if we had, but I don't like people like you. My friends like that. Whenever I message and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm absolutely destroyed today and I don't think I can eat for another 4 or 5 days. He's like, yeah, no, I feel fine. Yeah, I don't like that. Don't like that at all.
This sounds simple, but this is a dragon after all.
Eating an eclair, I tried to get my youngest to have a bite and smashed it.
She caught on quickly enough when you showed her how to escape the tent.
Did your wife find it funny? It's the sort of thing I would do and I would find hilarious, and my wife would go, what is wrong with you? Epic content missed you again. You don't want that. There might even be nudity involved. I can't remember even what I was wearing. There is no cure for hangovers. I've tried everything. Everything.
If you're right about finding her here,
I'm just one of those people that gets savage hangovers. And I'm usually out of action for a whole day. Quite often I'll also throw up with a hangover because that's the kind of iron stomach I have. Well, there are no cures that work for me.
About keeping it, have you?
No, it belongs to her. Keeping it will make me just as
Best cure for a hangover is a beer. Yeah, there are people that do that as well. Even if I'm out like on a stag weekend or a festival or something, if I have too much the first night, I can't even be near alcohol the whole next day. It just makes me feel immediately sick.
Well then, let's find our dragon and return her egg.
Wonderful.
I'm glad she said that because I listened to that sentence and now I know what's going on.
Sign of aggression or food. We should stay on foot. Oh, and one more thing. Let's not agitate her. Goodness.
What, hangover cures? Or like bacon, like Malin says, or drinking a lot before. Like when I get home, drinking a lot, drinking in between alcoholic drinks, drinking water. Eat something with bread, yep. Drink water, yep. Tried all that stuff. Taking paracetamol before you go to bed and as soon as you wake up. Energy drinks. I do like a shower when I'm hungover, but that's because I like just to shit. No, it's because I like to sit in the shower. I like to sit in the shower with the shower just pouring on me and then basically sit there for an hour and cry to myself. Fry-ups, yeah, nope. It's just one of those things, General Vague. I never really... It's probably like only a couple of years ago I saw someone mention it in a Reddit post. When they were like, if you're just feeling really just like run down, just have a big old glass of water, you'll feel great. No worries, Lily. Well, good luck with your colony. I hope they thrive. If you're in the Discord, I'd love to see pictures of your ant colony, because I do miss my ant colonies. I miss having them there. That was only the once, Mowen, and that wasn't because of a hangover.
There she is, above us.
Yeah, I see her.
To make it home safely. Oh, good. It looks as if she wasn't.
Oh, Dion's been successful. Yeah, surprisingly, Kapil, I have spent many a night walking home, smashing a giant kebab in my face, and nope, doesn't work either. Not for me. Guts are about to fall out. Not hungover, are you? I don't know what the Richard Hammond hangover sandwich is. But giant sandwiches, that's something we used to do a fair bit when I lived with my friend. We'd just make like giant, horrific, amazing sandwiches. And they would be able to just like smash it in straight away and it'd take me like about 4 hours to get through it. Fast food, KFCs, that sort of thing. I just don't have the capacity to deal with alcohol well. I read something somewhere ages ago where it's like if you get a really bad stomach bug, then you might just have like a really kind of a weak stomach and be like more prone to being sickness and stuff. And there was some sort of water poisoning thing that was around here when I was like 12. And I got that, and that was, I definitely pooped in the shower when I had that, because I pooped everywhere. I pooped so much I had to go next door and use their bathroom, and they were very fortunate. I managed to hold it in for the time I was in their house. When I got into their driveway, however, all came out everywhere, both ends. He ended up in hospital with it, so I don't know whether that's part of the reason. My wife's just looking at me like, why are you talking about this on stream? What is wrong with you? This is the James. The thing I said, the sort of face you would make if I did that. What you mentioned. This is the face I'm getting now. Just like kind of like bemused disappointment. Yeah. Oh, I've tried different alcohols, Kapil. I went through. I used to drink whiskey when I was younger, and bitters, and I do a lot of IPAs now, and we do rums. Went through a period where I drank vodka, did tequilas. We do, if we're having a bad night, we do. It's exactly like that, Kapil. That's exactly whatever you're imagining. It was like that or worse. Yeah, we do mixed drinks sometimes. Like a Leprechaun-a-thon, particularly, is a bad one because you got. Can't remember any of the controls. You got beer pong going on. Pressing the wrong button. Not into the fire. Not into the fire. Beer pong going on. There are the drinking rules, and if you do some of those, or you lose some of the rock paper scissors games, you got to do shots. And also, there's what you're drinking as well. You don't want to be drinking spirits like from 12 in the afternoon or 1 in the afternoon. So you start off with beers, and then you move on to spirit. Yeah, it does get messy. Yeah, often. But yeah, I've had sessions where I've, like, you know, smashed in bags of crisps or whole bags of Haribos or whatever. Honestly, there is nothing that stops me getting a hangover. The only good, I do seem to have moved past the being sick. It used to be, there's a period where it doesn't matter how much I drank, it could be like 4 beers, I would be sick with a hangover the next day. But yeah, that doesn't happen as much anymore. So that's actually, I still feel like I might die at any moment. But that's an improvement. I'm supposed to be making a sociology presentation, but I hate the subject. Doesn't seem like you got a lot of choice in it. Just got to power through it, Dean. Like I do with my hangovers, you just got to power through, by which I mean curl up on the sofa under a duvet and try to focus on the TV as much as you can. Just stop you from remembering how bad you feel. I remember a friend that wanted to drink the drink I made. He was going after one, gone after 2, throwing up, falling over. I have a friend like that who pours preposterous. We went over there for something. I can't remember what it was now. I think it might have been our terrible movie marathon. Not Leprechaun-a-thon, because that's a great movie marathon. And he's like, do you want a drink? And I was like, yeah, we'll have whatever, I'll have a rum. And it does like 50% rum and 50% Coke. And we were like, mate, we're like just starting. That's ridiculous. Where are you, Smithy? Thought you were joining us in Borneo. I know you have your hopes about the fighting ring, but the true galleons are in Arcomantulas. You wouldn't believe how much violent I made a few days ago, not to mention Borneo's not half bad to look at. Anyway, we'll be moving on soon. Egypt, perhaps. It's such a relief to not be weighed down anymore. See you soon, Angus.
How charming. They keep in touch with each other. Revelio.
It's one of the many reasons I don't
There she is again.
doubt in...
She's breathtaking. From a distance.
Yeah. I don't have a Reparo out, I don't think, do I? That's that one. No, I don't. Oh, no, I do have it. It's there, look.
Reparo.
Fantastic.
I used to drink harder stuff in my early 20s, but in my late 20s when sun was just not worth the negative aspects of it. Yeah, I am very much there. I'm definitely not at the point where I used to be, where I was like going out drinking twice a week, loving life, and just dealing with the hangovers like the tough man I am. Or which I mean, you again crying on the sofa under a duvet. But yeah, now it's just like special occasions. Although saying that, May's going to be an interesting month because I'm going to go to Austria to watch The Offspring in May. Then we have Slam Dunk Festival in May, and the day after Slam Dunk Festival, there's like a mini festival for NoFX's final tour. And then I'm going to Butlin's 80s weekend for some people's 40th birthday in beginning of June. So I've got 3 really heavy weekends coming up in like the next six weeks. So that's going to be interesting.
How good her eyesight is.
Used to drink like a lunatic during college and uni. It wasn't too bad in uni. I mean, obviously I went out and had a few, but I wasn't silly with it. It was actually after uni when I started living with my friend That was the downfall. Living with a friend. That's when it started getting silly. And like we had like the party house of the group because it was quite near to the city. It's like walking distance to the city centre, walking distance to shops. No one else really lived away from their parents at the time, and those that did were absolutely miles away. So we had like the party house, like the sort of place where the doors never locked, and people would just turn up whenever they wanted and walk in and be like, "Hey, fancy a drink?" And we'd be like, "Yeah." I remember once I went to a beer festival with my dad and got absolutely steaming and turned up and there were just 3 people sat on my doorstep like, "Don't know if you fancied a drink." And I was like, "Yeah, no, I fancy a drink. Great, let's do it." Wish you could ride dragons in this game. That would be sweet. May have accidentally been drunk in college sometimes and in school. Yeah, don't do that, kids. Don't. That's a bad example to follow.
Pity. She must have been starved.
Hammond's hangover cure is a bacon sandwich on white bread with a bit of ketchup. I actually do think the white bread's quite important. Like, I definitely fancy white bread a lot more when I'm hungover than I would our usual wholemeal because we're trying to be healthy. The overuse of ketchup grosses me out, like when people put it on the macaroni. Do you know what? I think I'd be okay with that. Like, it grosses me out when people like putting it on their roasts and stuff. That's wrong, and they should all burn in hell. Bit much. But I think ketchup and macaroni and cheese would be really nice, actually. I'd be alright with that. That wouldn't freak me out.
Quiet.
Yes, kids, definitely not. Looks like there's a fighting arena down here. Am I going to fight a dragon? I'm assuming this is the dragon I rescued. I'm assuming this is the whole point of this storyline. I like that she started off crouched and then she's like, "Nah." Can we just do our old... Oh, I'm not allowed to use spells. I'll wait for it to fire again.
Wait here. I'll run ahead.
I'm not a fan of soggy chips. Because of ketchup or just in general soggy chips? Non's boyfriend used to drink ketchup from the bottle. Quite a friend. Yeah, that's a weird one. Where am I heading to next? Down there. Because of ketchup. I don't know, I would quite happily drown chips in ketchup, I think. Don't drink vodka, be a man and drink bourbon. Or brandy. I used to love brandy and lovage. Wouldn't have very often. Again, it's a thing my dad got me into because it's a very old person drink. And my dad is now crushed beyond all hope because the one company in the world, which is Phillips of Bristol's, no longer make lovage cordial. And they were the only people that did.
It's her domain. She'll make sure we know it.
Yeah, bourbons and whiskies have got a bit of a revival recently, haven't they? I think they went through a bit of a period where they were definitely not favoured. And then it was like the time of spiced rums. That was like a couple of years back, and now we've moved over to whiskies and bourbons.
Oh, she isn't making it easy.
Run, you fool! Only really drink cider because of your meds. Cider's the one thing I cannot abide. Because it's the obvious thing when I was quite young and starting to get into drinking for the very first time. You know, you pick up a cheap couple of bottles of cider, you go way over the top, you get very, very ill, and then you never touch that drink again for the rest of your life. Everyone's got one.
Warm welcome. It's a little too warm if you ask me.
Don't know if I'd be missing anything around. Seems like the sort of place I would hide.
She'd listen to reason.
Treasure chest.
Duck.
Duck! Do they, Capel? Serious? Like still? Like in the last 6 months or so? Because the company doesn't do anything anymore. Stop making... Oh! Stop making everything. Jim Beam Black with cola of your choice on the rocks. Preferred Pepsi. Is it actually they have it, or is it one of these things where they used to sell it, but they can't actually do it anymore?
If we can get there, we can get to the next.
I definitely have to check that. So if I can get my dad a bottle of... Oh. Got stuck. Mike's Hard Lemonade. Can't even taste the vodka in it. It does sound like a good summer drink. I do like the fruity ciders, which probably aren't actual ciders. But I do quite like the fruity ciders, and I'm alright to drink those. As long as it doesn't like the typical apple ones, which can't even smell them. Death, yeah. I think I died as well. I'm blaming the ground there, because I got stuck on that stupid piece of wood. Well, I'm actually trying not to hurt it, Dion. I think that's sort of the point of this, is that we're trying to get to it without...
Wait, I'll run ahead.
pulverizing it with, you know, a cast spell.
I'll draw her attention. Follow when it's safe.
Ah, yeah, see, they're all like that. But I spent ages looking at various places. Loads of them were like, oh, yeah, no, we've got it in stock. And you actually go on them and it's like, ah, no, we don't.
Watch out, it's her domain. She'll make sure we know it. Keep at it. We've just got to make it to the next. Oh, she isn't making...
So if you know anyone that's got like a bottle hidden in their cupboard that they've had for like 5 years or something, do let me know, because my dad would pay handsomely for it, I think. That's like his get back from work. Not that he works anymore. That's like his get back from work after doing a back shift or a night shift and have a couple of glasses and then a couple more and finish the bottle and feel pretty good about himself.
It's a little too young, if you ask me. I don't suppose you'd listen to reason.
I'd normally try, but we're well past that.
Yeah. I don't know Angry Orchard, no. What's that? I was hoping it was just like a COVID thing, and that after a little bit of time the company might come back out and start doing them. They did quite a few like unusual cordials. Like a herby one that's supposed to be very good with rum, and a
Get to that opening below.
peppermint one, I think. Obviously people don't buy Lovage cordial that often, so they decided they're just going to shut down the whole thing.
Look, underneath. I think we're close. She's leaving. Quickly.
I'm going as quick as I can.
There's the nest. We're almost there.
Is this going to take us over there? How's this going to take us over there? Oh, it's spider webs. I assume that means we're about to fight spitters. Or is it just a bit of decoration? Just a bit of decoration, I think. Okay. That's going to be the old reparo, isn't it?
Why is every
Oh, that, but if you can find some Capil, I think my dad would be over the moon with it. I even tried going around all, like, you know, the bargain basement drink shops that you get in the around your city centres. Went around to a few of those, trying to look to see if they had any squirreled away in the back. But I guess when it became known that there were none, people went mad for it, went and bought all of the ones they could. Oh, is it a proper apple cider? Because I don't think that is going to be pretty good for me. I'm not saying it's not a good drink, I'm just saying that I don't know if I could do it. Got sarsaparilla because I heard Charlie Chan mention it and found it. Well, it's always worth trying it, isn't it? I guess they're trying to be nice, Dion. It would be really cool if you had an option about it. Just eats it immediately. Tastes like apple cider. Yeah, that's the that's the problem I have with it immediately.
That was brilliant. And did you see how clever? She left us perfectly unharmed.
Tried to kill us.
That's rather generous, isn't it? She did try to kill us the entire time.
Only until she saw her egg, at which point I thought she rather warmed to us. The important thing is that we survived it, and we returned her egg. Thank you for doing this with me. Wouldn't blame you one bit.
Yeah, they
if
could
you
have done.
wanted to head back
Could have
to the
done, Vague.
castle and never think about dragons again.
I was hoping to look around for a moment.
I'm assuming there's a reason for that.
Take it
There must
all
be
in.
something around
I
if that option's
suppose
there.
we could catch our breath.
Revelio.
I'm ready whenever you are.
I would have liked the option to either keep the dragon egg and try and hatch a dragon, return the dragon egg, or just have a really nice omelette. Where's my omelette option? I bet a dragon egg omelette is absolutely amazing. Can't really see anything popping up. A little couple of bits, but not much. I might just go the hyper evil option. Yeah.
Revelio.
No, let's talk to her and get out of here.
I can't believe any of what just happened.
Still taking
You have a pet dragon in the future. Ooh, unusual eggs. I've had a quail's egg stuffed inside a baby octopus. And I've had duck egg. That's about as unusual as it gets, though. You know, the sort of eggs you can just buy in the supermarket. Not sure if that counts.
No, I think I'm ready to leave if you are.
I am. After our dragon rescue at Hauntel Hall, I half expect to be ambushed by poachers any time I'm not in the castle.
Understandable. We did sabotage their fighting ring and steal a dragon egg from them.
True. True. So why haven't they come after us?
What, lovage cordials,
It's not like
now?
them to let things lie.
Or just cordials in
Unless-
general?
Unless what?
Unless
Tastes the
they
same as
haven't
chicken
let
eggs.
things lie. Oh no!
Do all
I
eggs
can't
just
believe I
no? 'Cause
didn't
duck
see
eggs have
it.
definitely got a
We
bit
need
more
to
of a
leave. I need to send them out.
stronger flavour than chicken eggs. Did ostrich egg taste like a chicken egg, Dion?
How could I have been so blind?
Yeah, just they always have that little cordial section. Don't remember. Was it good? Do you remember if it was good? Oh, you were 12. Fair enough. It was good. Okay. I'll keep an eye out then. If I see an ostrich, I'll steal its egg and I'll give it a go.
Hogsmeade, here I come.
What just happened? Oh, special Easter treat. No more chocolate for you. Here's an ostrich egg.
Are you ready to put an end to Harlow?
Had frog's legs? Yeah, I'd agree with that, Mountain.
I'm
Frog
ready
tastes
to
like
do
chicken?
what's
What
needed
doesn't
to
taste
take
like
Harlow
chicken?
down. I know you have a plan.
We must
Yeah, I'm the
gather
same. I'm
information
the same,
from the
Vague.
friends of
There's
Mr.
the
Bickle
tax. That's why I
that
couldn't do
Atty and
snails.
Mrs. Bickle mentioned.
Like I used to go winkle
Agape's
picking with my
Fitbit,
grandparents when I was
Otto
younger.
Dibble, and
And then they
Mr.
would get
and
them
Mrs.
home and dip them in vinegar and
Alright,
smash them in
I
their
suggest
faces,
that
and I
you
just
speak
couldn't even
with each
attempt
of
to
them while I
have
head
one.
to the Hogshead. I
Not
saw
for me.
some Ashwinders heading there. And as my mother
Chicken
would
soup.
never go near the Hogshead, she is less likely to learn of my activities than if I were to wander the village questioning its residents.
What sort of information am I trying to gather from these people?
They
I
may know
don't
what evidence
think so,
Mr.
Dion.
Bickle had against Harlow, or they may have evidence of their own. We simply need to know whatever they know.
Where am I to find these friends of his?
I do not know about Mr. Rabe.
Used
but
to have
his
ducks that
wife,
got free eggs
Daisy,
until a fox.
is
Oh, I'm
up
sorry,
there
a fox,
in Hogsmeade.
darling.
as is Agabus Filbert. And
If you
Otto
burn
Dibble,
it. Right.
he works at Gladrags, so you will likely find him there.
Very well. I'll speak with them. See what I can learn.
I knew I could rely on you. We need to know how they are being blackmailed by Rookwood and Harlow. Meet me here after you have spoken with them. Hopefully, by the time you return, I will be able to move a bit more freely.
Never trust them.
Just stopping for a second. I just feel like I've got a bit of, I don't know, like indigestion type stuff going on. So I'm just going to have a quick Rene, which just happened to be in front of me fortuitously. Which is something I get for when I'm actually drinking normally. Try and take some Rene with me. Nothing like getting old, is there, eh? Just stop the stream because I've got a bit of indigestion. Everyone just wait for a minute.
Mrs. Rabe
Oh.
should be nearby.
Hello. You're back again.
Oh, Isco.
Why are you back
What have I
again?
done?
Where's the... I has turned it all on, look. That's weird. It's just you, nothing to do with age. Yeah, you're probably right.
Mrs. Rabe, I wondered if I might speak with you about
Just
the
a trapped
Oculus
fart.
Harlow. I'm a friend of
They
the
don't stay
Bickles
trapped
and
for long,
tried to
mate.
gather evidence against him.
They
Poor
come out as soon as they're
darling
ready.
Archie. And now Harlow has taken my darling Isco. What do you mean? Why? I'm a security guard at Gringotts, and my husband is a curse breaker.
Give it another 9 years,
Harlow
James.
approached me about helping him extort
I don't get
my
it very
promise
often, to be honest.
into giving him
Like, I don't
treasures
think I
from
even
the
ever
vaults.
had a
And
Rene.
you
Rennie.
declined?
I keep saying
Of
Rene,
course I
like it's...
declined. Repeatedly. I thought they'd given up until I came home one night.
Hello, hello.
and
That's what I was
found
thinking
my
of.
husband gone, and a note affixed to my door with a knife. The note stated
Yeah,
that I only had
I
a few
probably did
days
used to get indigestion and stuff and just never really thought about the fact that's what it was and that it would be fine if I just had a Rene.
Quickly. But the help Harlow wants is help that I cannot give, and my dearest Isco is paying the price. Are you sure the note means that your husband was kidnapped? What else could it possibly mean?
Good man, Mowen. Good
Besides, I
man.
came home to find that someone had trampled the daisies in our garden. It may sound silly, but those were Isco's pride and
Just take this
joy.
thing called Zantac
He
when I
would
got
never
heartburn
have
cleared
let
up in
that
10
happen.
seconds. What's the other one we have? Oh, Gaviscon. Gaviscon Duo.
No,
Put a couple of
I'm
little
worried sick about Isco.
firemen in
But
your
he'd
stomach
never
and
want me
they'll
to
use their
compromise
hose
my
to clear it up.
integrity. I also know that he's extremely clever. That said, I was hoping he would have escaped by now. It makes me concerned as to why he hasn't.
It's because he doesn't love you.
Why wouldn't Harlow extort your husband? Isco's job is even more removed from the vaults than mine. He travels the world for the bank. He could do nothing for Harlow. I'm the one
Yeah, but
who
drinking
bank
milk's
on
in
a
the
daily
kitchen.
basis,
The Reni are just there.
which evidently
I've not got to
makes
go very
me
far for that.
enticing target for blackmail. Thank you, Mrs. Rabe. Knowing the lengths that Harlow will go to is helpful, albeit more than disturbing. Mr. Bickle was trying to help us.
Just exacerbating
Now he's
matters.
gone.
Got a bit of
I
heartburn.
don't
Just gonna have
know
some
what to
milk so I
do.
just
I shall
vomit
do all
everywhere.
I can to get evidence
If
against
that's what
Harlow,
happens if you're
Mrs.
lactose
Rabe.
intolerant, not
Very
too
well.
sure.
Here's the note I received. You must be careful as well.
Just like in
Please
Minecraft.
don't put yourself in danger.
Oh, you will, Mowen. You will, and you'll get hangovers. You probably won't. Mrs. Rabe, we do hope you will reconsider helping us with our banking needs. We've given you ample time to reach a decision on your own, but we are beginning to lose our patience. We know your husband would appreciate it if you were to see the value in our working together. Shall we expect a response by weekends? Best to keep this between us. If you understand our meaning. Wink, wink.
Some
Nudge,
evidence
nudge.
worth hanging on to. Thank you. Oh, I hope it's not too late. Now to find Mr. Bickle's other two friends. Otto Dibble works at Gladrags. I should check that.
Please tell me you didn't take it. But perhaps it's been here all along.
Mr. Dibble. may I speak
Dancing
with you?
settles the stomach. I don't know
It's
about
about
that.
Theophilus Harlow.
I've nothing to say about him. May I interest you in a stunning cravat today?
Actually,
Sir, I
yes.
would
Oh.
like to help. I spoke to Mrs. Bickle.
Can't get hungover if you don't drink.
You know the Bickles?
Abstinence is the best policy.
All right. But we must be discreet. Can't have Mr. Hill here.
Drink Pepto-Bismol
I know, Mr.
recreationally.
He was kind to me the day of the
Is it
troll
nice?
attack.
I don't think I've ever had it.
Man. But even he wouldn't understand about Harlow. It started a few weeks ago. I was distracted, reading a note, when you-know-who came into the shop. I hid the note behind the counter and offered to help him. He stared at me for a moment, then asked me to check on...
Oh, it's gross. Oh, it tastes... Oh, wow.
I
Okay.
went
One of
into the
those sort of
store
things,
to
is it?
check on what turned
Very
out to be
divisive.
A non-existent order. When I returned, he was holding the note.
What was in the note?
It was a note from Rosie Hill, Mr. Hill's daughter. You see, we've been, well, secretly engaged these past 6 months. We haven't told Mr. Hill yet. I dare say he has higher hopes for her. Harlow
Well, then a
advised
cravat
in
salesman.
certain terms that my relationship with Rosie, not to mention my employment here, depended upon my cooperation.
What did he ask you to do?
It all happened so quickly. In an instant, he took a very expensive scarf from the counter, pocketed it, and smiled. He said, "Your secret is safe as long as I can supply my lady friend with delightful items like this every so
I'm
often."
pretty sure if you would do anything, you could probably
I've been
die from
able
it.
to cover for his requests until now with some creative
Tastes way
bookkeeping.
worse coming back.
I
And most
can't
things
keep it
do.
up for much longer.
Most things do.
I'm terrified to say anything. I could never live without Rosie.
The worst mistake I had when I was drinking is just eating chips whilst I was drinking, which is great at the time, but I tell you what, like dried chips that have absorbed all the liquid in your stomach coming back up is not very nice.
I met Mr. Hill the day of the troll attack. He was kind to me. Why don't you just tell him?
He's a lovely man, but when it comes to Rosie, I fear he loses all perspective. He'd see this as a grave betrayal. I'd lose my job instantly, and
Salmon is the worst. The texture makes it worse. I suppose it just goes a bit like slimy and claggy, does it?
What have you been doing to keep the extortion a secret?
Well, as I mentioned,
dagger.
creative bookkeeping, and I've also been trying to cover the costs with my own savings, but I'm running out of money. Of course, none of this.
The thing that I've learned to do when I'm feeling particularly hungover is to not blow my nose. Because I find one of the worst things about being sick is if you blow your nose beforehand and clear out all your sinuses so you're feeling great. If you're sick very soon afterwards, it just comes out your nose, and that's really painful. So there's a pro
Give me
tip.
a bit more detail
Think you're going to be
about
sick,
the
don't blow
note
your nose.
That might help me to identify it should I come across it.
It's on Rosie's
Milk,
special
yeah,
pink
just curdles.
stationery. It has her monogram at the top, RH. That's how Mr. Hill would know it was real.
Thank you for telling me. I'm gathering evidence to take Harlow down.
I would love nothing more than to see him rotting in Azkaban, but be careful. He's an awful man and incredibly dangerous. As for Rosie's letter, should you happen upon it, I have committed it to memory. You may destroy it immediately.
Understood.
Okay.
Now hurry off before Mr. Hill returns. Where was
I mean, not just
We're
through,
on
but
the
you
right
know, it
track.
comes out of the mouth
Now
as
to
well,
find
but
the
it
last of
also...
Mr. Bickle's friends.
You never had that when you... Well, maybe you've probably never been sick, man. You're one of those people as well. But yeah, sometimes it comes up your sinuses as well if you're particularly unlucky. And that's why I don't blow my nose if I'm going to be sick. Or if there's a chance I'm going to be sick. I'll just be snotty. Why does spaghetti taste better as leftovers? Lots of things do.
Agabus Filbert must be around here somewhere.
Plumbing sauce skewing.
Hello there.
Excuse me, Mr. Filbert. I wondered if I might speak with you about your dealings with Theophilus Harlow. I hope to ease Mrs. Bickle's mind by gathering evidence against him.
Tragic what happened to Bickle. He wanted me to speak out against Harlow.
Oh,
for
okay,
an
that's
act of
something then.
violence
So you do
committed
suffer in
against
some
me.
ways.
But I fear
Won't say I'm
Harlow's
glad, but
retaliation.
it makes
So
up for the
I
lack of
refused.
hangovers.
You may have shared Mr. Bickle's fate if you had spoken out against Harlow, as he requested.
Unfortunately, I suspect you're right.
You said that Harlow committed an act of violence.
You're pretty close, Mal. That's probably I would have gone with that, I think.
Before my extraordinary wife, Dulcibella, passed away, she had just completed a small book of poetry.
Dulcibella.
As a surprise for her birthday.
We just called it Dull for short.
One she never had the chance to celebrate. I had the book beautifully bound and plated in gold. One day, Harlow came calling to punish me for having spoken out against the Neanderthals that comprise Rookwood's lot. Before I knew it, I'd been petrified, and Harlow was rifling through my home. He found the book of poetry, with its exquisite gold plating. I watched helplessly, lying there in my entranceway as he walked away with the book, laughing as he went. I was shaken to my core.
You get a lot of poisoning, Malwyn. Is someone after you? We just you lazy cook.
But do you mind if I share this information with Officer Singer?
I suppose I have no choice. This extortion can't go on forever. You can pass it on to anyone who may be willing to
Cannabis hyperemesis syndrome. Never heard of that.
Does not like
no
people
eating for
talking,
3 weeks, puking non-stop
you
for making
already know.
hospitalised. Wow.
I've spoken with Mr. Bickle's friends. Now to find Natty.
That does sound very nasty. Didn't cook your eggs properly. Bet you don't do that again, Marwan. Learned that lesson now. Excuse me. Gave himself food poisoning by by drinking an entire bottle of Sunny D.
It's not like Natty to be late. She said she was going to the Hog's Head.
I know Sunny D wasn't supposed to be very good for you overall, but that seems excessive. If you smoke weed and you're sick all the time, start smoking it. It's not always a therapeutic remedy. More advice, but also don't smoke weed. It's legals. Yeah, I learned my lesson. I don't cook them at all now. I just eat them raw. This was the Hog's Head? Yeah, there's the Hog's Head.
Natty must be around here somewhere.
Must she?
Revelio.
Is she hiding in this drink? At least I looked. Yes, it very much is, General Bay. Very much is. Guess we'll look inside then. Doesn't say to look inside. Yes, we're not one of those progressive countries which thinks maybe this thing which is, you know, significantly safer and better for you than drinking should probably not be illegal. And also we could use it to generate tax and revenue for our critically underfunded public services. No. No. That's a crazy idea. Crazy idea. Allowed's a strong word, Marwan. Like, you won't get thrown in jail for it, but it's still illegal. I don't know... Was that her right there? Did I just walk past her? Nope, that's not her. Huh. I don't really know where I'm supposed to be looking for her.
Alohomora.
I did see someone point out, I think in a Reddit post, like, why do you need to have an unlocking minigame when you're using magic to unlock it? Surely the magic just unlocks it. What purpose does this serve? Well, she's not in that locked house. I've ruled that out. Ooh. Thank you. A nice pair of ginghams. Looks like there's an upstairs there, but I don't know if... aren't any stairs anywhere, are there? Behind that door, I suppose.
Revelio.
Where is she?
Natty's
Oh.
wand. She can cast without it. She wanted me to find this. She's in trouble. Revelio will show me where she was taken.
Oh, if I start there, I suppose. The purpose is to annoy. Yeah, the minigame is probably so people think of it similar to Fallout or Skyrim. Yes. That feels like why it's there, purely because other games have an unlocking minigame, so we should as well. Even though you're a magician. Or a wizard. Magician probably refers more to, you know, not real magic.
Students get what's coming to them.
Confringo.
Him so hard he phased through a wall. And possibly out of all existence. Beautiful. So you get for talking nonsense about students, mate.
Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her quickly.
Yeah, I don't need anything for that, Capilla. I will eat a pack of biscuits just for fun. Even if I've just eaten like a full meal, I'll have a pack of biscuits. I've not played 1 or 2, General Vague, but I've played 3 and 4. I didn't do New Vegas either, which I know is just annoys some people. Gone reduced to atoms.
A hidden door.
And a cell. Reasonable thing to have underneath a pub. Oh, they're very dated. They were incredibly different games, where they were like isometric RPG style things. I think that's why everyone originally Fallout 3 was like reviled for the fact that it wasn't a Fallout 1 and 2 sequel, really. But yeah, I enjoyed 3 and 4. Played them through to the end and everything.
I need to find her quickly.
Put the drunks in there. Chocolatey Biscoff. I've not had those, Capil. Have you had the Biscoff spread? It's weird that wizards even use locks as magic exists. That's a good point. I suppose it's to keep the goblins out that they've told them they're not allowed to use magic. It's almost like the person that made this world isn't very bright.
Better be sure I'm not seen.
Oh, yeah, okay. That's a hint. Everyone seen that there is a Quidditch game that has been announced? They made being evil so tempting in 3, like who wouldn't want to detonate Megaton? I'm pretty sure that is exactly what I did. Like, as you say, as most people did. It's just, I don't want to put, I think I'm pretty sure if I put my light on it, gets rid of my invisibility.
I may go to Hogsmeade later. They're in some trouble. They need Show yourself!
There's another one coming now. Not a choice, it's a lifestyle.
My eyes closer. Best.
I do have a tendency to play evil in games, but even more so since I learned that in Mass Effect, like something like 9% or less percent of players took the evil, the renegade options rather than Paragon, and they were just like, we spent all this effort working on this, all these extra dialogue options and animations, whatever, and like hardly anyone ever saw it.
Revelio.
Well, that's no good, mate. Doing it for the devs, yeah, that's it. I'm not doing it because I enjoy it. Oh, he's not dead.
Expulso!
Thought you. Okay. No, not that.
You'll feel that tomorrow.
Is there someone? Where did you come from? Well, that was terrible. That was terrible. The most evil thing you can do in Hogwarts Legacy is basically asking for money, which I have done. And also sometimes you just refuse to give people something. Like when you go and find their collections or something, and then they're like, "Oh, can I have it?" And you're like, "Ah, nope.
Been taken this way.
It's mine
I need to
now."
find her quickly. I'd better be sure I'm not seen.
Oh, you don't think you've had the Biscoff spread pill? It tastes exactly as you expect, and it's delicious. Doesn't that mean that being renegades is a good thing?
Not gonna work.
Gets complicated then, yeah.
It's exhausting. Standing here all day waiting to do.
He's level 30. Maybe not supposed to be fighting these guys at all. Although, it must be pretty close to it.
In our galleons.
I don't want to work for not now, not ever. Rookwood's gone mad.
On the shopping list. It's worth it. And also if you tried the Yorkshire tea jam and toast, and what's the other one they've got? It's like a biscuit. It's like a digestive biscuit one, isn't it? Something like that. Surprisingly nice. I'm not usually a fan of flavoured or fancy teas. Tend to find they don't taste anywhere near as just a tea does.
Nuisance when supplies run low.
But yeah, I gotta say I was very impressed with those.
Girl's been nothing but trouble. About time we locked her up.
Revelio.
We've got to find a book of poems and a love letter. Are they all going to be in here somewhere? Is that going to cause us problems if we don't search every nook and cranny? Played the whole game without asking for money because I thought it was bait and I'd get something better if I didn't. Yeah, the biscuit flavour Yorkie tea.
Revelio.
Gonna have to whittle them down a bit, aren't I?
Can't say I do. Or a bit. I don't trust Ranrock.
Be on the lookout for the girl's friend. If they're daft enough to try to come through here.
Oh, you know I am. You know I am. Oop. Don't worry about me.
I may go to Hogsmeade later, stir up some trouble. They need to be reminded.
Can't believe no one noticed that. That worked out in my favour. There's a big old chest up there. What's the chances I can get up there without being seen? Yeah, not bad, I reckon. Not bad.
Well, you weren't so forgetful. We'd probably have more, wouldn't we?
No one noticed that. That's nice.
We never have too many seconds.
Fried egg sandwich with cheddar and... I think the mayo is a weird one for a fried egg sandwich, but I'm all up there with the fried egg and cheddar. That, again, I'd put ketchup on that. That would be my go-to. That enough? There's another one over here. That one's already open. It's not enough. Okay. Twice. That works. Book of Poems reminds me of Book of Spells, Name and Fable. This isn't some potty school for wizards, you know. Fable was great. Try it with mayo, it's good. I don't know. I think mayo with in a hot sandwich is a weird thing. Like cold egg and mayo, like an egg mayonnaise, banging. But I don't know about a fried egg.
Revelio.
What I don't want to do is just make my way to Natty.
We should speak to her again.
Oh.
Perhaps she'll tell us where we can find that friend of hers.
She's determined to say nothing. The boss will deal with her when he arrives. I'm surprised I haven't.
I think I definitely played the first two. I don't know if I played the third one.
I'm a master at this. A master.
I can't get that guy. I know he's not going to go down if I try, so we're just going to try and skip past him.
Revelio.
Just you there? Yeah. Yeah, chicken mayo lettuce, I'm fine with that. I think it's the fried egg and the mayo, I think that's put me off. I don't really want to go that way then, because I don't know if the optional things are down here still. Would they be? Would they be in chests, or would they just be lying around? Lying around, probably. Yeah, again, cautiously optimistic about the new one. Let's wait and see if they can capture the magic. Like, I can't see anything that looks like a book or a love letter. I don't know. What do you think? Should I just press on? I'll be an egg salad in some states. I don't know how I feel about mustard either. I love mustard, but I definitely wouldn't. Would I put it in a fried? No, I wouldn't put. If I had an egg and bacon sandwich, then I think it's okay to put mustard in.
I've never seen such a look of fear in your eyes. I should think an ant would show more.
Oh, all right. Let's see if we can get past all these people. Yeah, no, we're going to try and take... I know it's not going to get him. Sort of hoping that would, though, to be honest. Oh, there's another one. Oh, it's the big bad as well. Oh, I was busy trying to heal, so I didn't get that one. Oh, she's down. That was easier than I expected, actually. Alright. Like I was never here. Hey, Async, how's it going? Egg and cress. I actually had an egg and cress the other day. Deviled eggs with hot sauce, I'd be all over. Again, it's something I haven't had in a long time.
You're wasting your time with her, my friend. Ah,
there we go. You are as dear to me as an augury whose voice foretells the coming rain. You're as loved by me as a crop could be, whose loyalty is true and plain. You have cast a spell over my heart, I want it not undone. You have charmed me from the very start, you have always been the one.
Book of poems that was taken from Agabus.
Well, glad I came back now then, I suppose.
To have this back.
What are your thoughts on electricity?
Not a big fan. I went straight into it like a clown. Did that just get me? It's going to make me do all of that again. It's going to make me do all of that again, isn't it? What's Cress? Oh, it is going to make me do all of it again.
Natty must have been taken this way. I need to find her quickly. I'd better be sure I'm not seen.
Yeah, I know.
It's not gonna work.
Revelio.
Nothing even worth stealing in Murrenweed.
I've been given flowers right now.
Cress is the thing that you grow
A payment with me.
when you're in school and you put the seeds on cotton buds or cotton wool. Oh, I don't, James. So I haven't had it. I have it at like parties, but like, you know, again, 20 years ago. You're gonna tell me you got some like old family recipe now, and that it's amazing, and you got pictures of it looking like it's the best thing in the world.
Be on the lookout for the girl's friend, if they're daft enough to try to come through here.
You know I would.
Hey,
Revelio.
I've used unforgivable curses on occasion. Fortunately, I'm not looking to be forgiven.
Alright. Was there anything in this one?
Leviosa. Leviosa. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
So on the subject of food, what did everyone have for their latest meal today?
Revelio.
we should speak to her again. Perhaps she'll tell us where we can find that friend of hers.
Roast pork,
Determined to
nice.
say nothing.
Coming out
Boss will
strong.
deal with her when he arrives. Could do worse than Peter Pan Ford. Shopkeepers keep their shelves full.
Revelio. Vitalis.
There's that guy. Right. Hard boil your eggs, let them cool, peel them, cut them in half, take the yolk out, mash the yolk with salt, pepper, mayo, and some spicy mustard. Put it in a bag and pipe it. I don't know if I do the piping, I'd probably just spoon it in, I think. Bacon, egg, and HP sauce in a chewy... What's a chewy bun? What is a chewy bun? Nice. Piping it in eggs is a lot easier to making a lot of them. Ah, right, yeah. It would be just for me, so only like 20 or so.
Can't understand why more don't. They're remarkable.
Right then. Let's try this again. And wait for this guy to move so I can take him out on his own. Once you have to claw out to bite off. I still don't know what a... I don't know. I don't know if I've ever had a chewy roll. Why would you have a chewy... Like, chewy? Chewy to me is like, you know, gelatin. Why'd you put gelatin? Why'd you put like a gelatin in bread? Where are you going? Is he still alive? He is.
Now to finish the job. Might want to look up. Rolling away, are ya?
Yeah. You ran away as well, you coward.
Nobody'll believe I defeated an Ashwinder by myself.
He is tanky AF indeed. A soft roll. Tough bread. Just old bread. So you got old bread is what you're on about. Easy macaroni salad that is awesome. You've got to try it before you pass judgment. Oh, that sounds... This is going to be an interesting... interesting recipe. My darling Otto, I have read your last letter over and over, and I'm certain to read it again each hour until we are able to meet. I dread the notion I will not see you soon, but I am not without hope. I long for the day that our engagement can be shared with those whom we love, especially my dear father. I do not wonder at your wanting to wait until we are more settled, my love, and I know you are doing all you can to ensure that such a situation is within your grasp. Please allow me to say these past months of being unable to share publicly the feelings which exalt me to the utmost pinnacle of happiness have been an existential challenge indeed, and now I am off to read your letter once more. Yours affectionately, Rosie.
Otto Dibble's love letter from Rosie. He wanted me to destroy this if I found it.
Nope. So soppy.
Natty must be here somewhere. Revelio.
You found us. I knew you would realize I had left my wand for you. Speak to Mr. Rabe. He will tell you what you...
Over here. I need your help.
How can you see me? Oh, interesting.
Alohomora.
I'll take a wand, alright.
Revelio.
Anything else? No. You a 1920s gangster by any chance?
Mr. Rabe, Daisy told me you'd been abducted.
You spoke with my wife. How is she?
Worried about
Just moved
you.
on.
Are you all right?
I am all right. Thank you for coming. These locks are cursed, and there's an anti-apparition jinx on the cells. Even Natty's skill with wandless magic cannot free us. I need you to find my wand.
Mr. Rabe, I found your wand.
Well done.
Oh, okay.
I knew it was nearby. Now, you best stand back. One never knows how a curse will react to being broken.
Elbow macaroni, mayonnaise, dill pickle chopped fine, or you can use dill relish, onion, minced, green bell pepper, and most importantly, crushed pineapple drained. Salt and pepper to taste. Yeah, I can see why you said you need to try it first. The pineapple's a weird one.
You ought to be more cautious. That spell can do quite a lot of damage. I've seen it many times.
Chewy, crunchy bread is superior to soft man's muscle bread. I like crusty bread. No worries, Dion. Thank you so much for stopping by. Wonderful to see you. Hopefully see you next time.
Thank you, Mr. Isco.
My pleasure. And thank you, my friend. We owe our lives to your bravery. I may be too weak to decide.
Yeah, that's fine, Dion.
But
No
try.
expectations to participate.
You go ahead. Find Officer Singer. We will get out of here on our own.
Very well. But be careful.
I like an eggy bread. We've done it a couple of times. I don't know if you've ever done it to do it justice, if you like.
For a fight. These Ashwinders must pay.
Mate, they're all gone. Is it just respawned in a whole bunch of people? In a very annoying way. Yeah, I like a nice crusty bread. Like those like partially baked rolls you can get. And you have to heat them up in your oven for like 20 minutes or whatever. Bread and milk. That's a weird one. I do like a bread and butter pudding, which is, you know, obviously very different to bread and milk. But yes. Had one the other day at a farm restaurant place, which was delicious. Awesome mac salad. You should try it. Make it every time we do cookhouse or family gatherings. Yeah, I think I'm pretty much okay. I don't mind pineapple in things. Although saying they do that coastal which has got pineapple in, and I'm not a big fan of that. So maybe I'm not such a big fan of this salad already. Eggy bread with a mound of cheese in between. That sounds alright to me.
Let's find Officer Singer and
oh yes, I think they were just saying we'd have to fight our way out of the area. If you weren't able to take them all on your own, which, you know, some of us are pretty skilled. I love a bell pepper.
Nuts I own.
Although I don't often call them bell peppers, I just call them peppers, to be honest.
You, the troll dispatcher. Oh, thank goodness the two of you are safe. Isco Rabe told me a couple of students had rescued him. Should have known it was you two.
You two troublemakers.
He is. I sent him home to his
wife.
He
is?
Miss
so
Ona.
Aggressive.
Your mother will not be pleased to learn that you're still risking your safety pursuing these dangerous men.
Actually, Officer Singer, Natty and I learned of several Hogsmeade residents who've had their lives threatened by the Ashwinders. In addition to abducting Mr. Rabe to blackmail his wife and
yeah, I had the thing when we met the Australian family for holiday. It's they call them capsicums. So the little ladies, they're like, yeah, I want some pepper. Can I have some pepper? And they're like, why do you want just pepper? We're like, no, she means capsicum.
But you are taking great risks.
I think it's capsicum.
Next time,
something like that at the very least.
Handle the Ashwinders.
With all due respect, officer, the authorities haven't done much about any of this.
There's more to taking down an organization like the Ashwinders than simply storming in and hauling them off based on a few accusations. I must insist that you leave them to us. We shall have no further discussion on this.
Okie dokie, wink wink.
Natsai, you may wish to speak with your mother about this before I do.
My mother will not like this. Thank you again for rescuing me. We shall speak soon.
Oh. Yeah, or peppers and hummus. I'm a big fan of that as well. Zap the lady. She's gone too far. Talk to Poppy. I've got no idea where she is. I guess we should talk to Poppy. And where is Poppy? In Hogwarts somewhere? Yes, okay.
The Ashwinders have ceased pestering me. I suspect that's your doing. Thank you from me and Rosie Bone. We're just leaving for our honeymoon after we tell Mr. Hill of our recent marriage. Wish me luck.
Ah, congratulations. To the Dibbles. It was capsicums, I got it right.
No need to race now, my friend.
Oh, we should have kept him out.
Ah, there you are.
Oh, is she not in Hogwarts? Definitely like she's on the Hogwarts map. Okay, let's go this way.
Slow down now. There we go. I should dismount here.
Yeah, thanks.
Oh, good, you're safe.
Oh, I thought it'd automatically talk.
There you are. You were in such a state when you left.
The poachers got to my gran. Someone recognized me in Horntail Hall and they got to her.
What do you mean? Is she all right?
She's fine, thank goodness. But they were at her house, our house. They assumed I'd sent the egg there. She said they took the whole place apart looking for it, screaming that we'd cost them everything.
I assumed he wasn't Australia. Well, they weren't Australian. I was going, yeah, Canadian. There we go. Based on the way they phrased it.
If your gran's all right, and they didn't get the egg, then perhaps we're fine.
I should have known. I underestimated the poachers.
You know, he
Now
meant like
another creature's in danger.
United Kingdom in
The poachers
British. There we
refused
go.
to
That's
leave
what I was
empty
trying to think of.
So they took valuable journals that Gran had discovered when she was researching rare creatures.
I think James is
One
about
of
to
them
get a short
contained
shot lesson
theories
on
about a secret hiding place of the Snidget,
British politics.
long thought to be extinct.
Where exactly are these Snidgets allegedly hidden?
Gran says the journals were a bit cryptic.
I got there,
which is
Capil. Got
good.
there in the end.
Perhaps the poachers won't be clever enough to find the birds.
United
From what
Kingdom.
she recalls,
Yeah.
the
That's what it
journals
should
only
be.
noted that the key to finding them lay in the moonlight. Gran thinks it can be narrowed down to a handful of locations.
Why would Snidgets be valuable to poachers?
They could make more money with Snidgets than they ever would have fighting dragons. The
Tomato,
golden
tomato, right?
Snidget's
Right,
feathers
Mountain?
and
Same
eyes
thing.
Are incredibly valuable. That's why they're believed to be extinct. They were hunted out of existence by wizard kind. If the poachers found some now, I can't bear to think about the horrific way they'd be bred and killed for profit.
Exactly what kind
Very
of creature
accurate
a
is how that
Snidget?
is, James.
It's a small bird.
Speaking
with
for
golden
myself, that is. I'm not
feathers.
referring
It's
to
incredible.
Mao
It
as
has
that.
rotational wings that allow it to dart quickly in any direction. In fact, the golden snitch in Quidditch is based on the Snidget, which barbarically was actually used in the sport hundreds of years ago.
I take it
That was one of the
you're not going to let
questions in
poachers
the
anywhere
quiz
near
thing we did,
Snidgets.
wasn't it?
Gran wants me to stay out of it, but I know she's devastated that poachers might go after the Snidgets, if they still exist. We had the element of surprise on our side when we saved that dragon, but the poachers will be watching for us now.
We need allies. Others who hate the poachers enough to help us. Who value creatures as much
Merlin's beard! You're a genius! The centaurs! They'd want the Snidgets protected at all costs.
And do they need help, though?
Centaurs aren't known for being the friendliest lot. Especially not with wizard kind. And not right now.
We'll need to be careful in how we approach them. Tensions with them are high. Still, I think they may be our only hope.
I don't know if I know what
Let me
stick
think
bug
on it.
music is.
I'll let you know as soon as I have a plan.
Oh no, he notices, Capel. You pin him down and do it while he's like, you know, fully awake. Screaming in your face. What is that, Gaelic Mountain? Just prodding the bear. Really need to get a mandrake. That's what I should have done in Hogsmeade. I should have bought a mandrake. Oh, we're going over there. Okay.
Time for a jaunt, I'd say. Let's go! Faster!
I'm guessing that's stick bug music. I'll check that out later. Typical English. I'll have you know I have Welsh ancestry, so that... By American rules, that makes me 100% Welsh, right? True dat. Well, there are a couple of great bands which come out of it, so I can't complain too much. Anyone looking forward to, oh, I should have started this when I thought of all the words. Dead Island 2 coming out in a couple of days' time? I asked because I somehow managed to get into the Deep Silver Insider Creator Program. So I'll be getting a key for that on Friday. But it looks pretty fun. Reviews seem to be pretty good so far. I missed that one.
Oh, this day's gone on too long. Someone over here.
Nah, mate, you're alright. Once went to an Irish-style pub in Canada and they had like octopus and stuff and a bunch of clovers all over the place.
Could it be a Merlin trial?
It could be, but there were spiders, so I ran away.
Good.
Guinness is not beer, it's beer syrup. Oh, it takes a, yeah, it's a slow old pour. If they don't do that, then it ruins the whole pint. I'd like a Guinness. I do like a Guinness.
I've forgotten about your goblin friend. I haven't. But I needed to tell you what I've learned.
Oh, I don't know about that,
One of
Capil.
Slytherin's students stumbled upon the relic during an assignment to study sarcophagi in this catacomb.
Well, then maybe.
From what I read in a report by the students...
Maybe. I don't know, yeah, I don't know, maybe.
...to take it with them. So I must assume it's still here.
Wasn't the plan.
As I mentioned earlier, this relic grants its holder the power to reverse dark magic curses. If it's in this catacomb, I have to find it.
It is a threat, yes. But I think beer is just used as the collective term for all things poured into pint glasses, pretty much, isn't it?
I'd be interested to know what else the student discovered.
Have a look. Unfortunately, there's no name on it. But I suspect if it was important enough for Slytherin to stash in his spellbook, it's worthy of further study.
I'm ready to explore the catacomb. Perhaps we can visit Anne when we've finished.
Perfect. By the way, Ominous has been asking about you. You didn't tell him what we were doing, did you?
I didn't, I promise.
Good. Ominous would be livid if he knew what we were about to do.
He just wants to know why I'm such a snappy dresser. The student report. The catacomb assignment yielded more than I'd imagined. Learning about our ancestors was illuminating. However, I stumbled upon something else I could not ignore. In an area behind the Great Room which had suffered decay, amid the turned-over sarcophagi, I discovered an oddly shaped relic. Immediately I sensed its power. I would be thrilled to study the relic further if only the removal of objects were allowed. Well, here we go. Of course I do, James. Of course I do. Why are you even asking?
I'll be interested to compare what lies inside to what I've read about this catacomb.
You're not my real mum, Capil. You can't tell me who I can and can't see. Also in another high enemy level area then by the sound of it.
Scent of success. Try not to lose your nerve just yet.
Stealth.
Confringo, Bombada, Confringo. Incendio. Leviosa. Glacier. At least now we know we're not alone in here.
Perhaps that was it.
Cheese tortellini with Alfredo sauce. Nice.
Spiders aren't insects.
Don't start.
Revelio.
She's not wrong. What did I have the other day? We went the farm restaurant I went to where I had the bread and butter pudding. I had a beef cheek ragu and it was absolutely amazing. And a red wine sauce as well.
I'd say opening them all is justified. This room is taller than it looks.
I'm guessing that's where we come back down, is it? I can't climb that. No. Although there is a box just there.
Revelio. Wingardium Leviosa.
Perfect.
Finding a chest in an inconspicuous loft. Brilliant.
Did that just die?
We've read the world of another.
It's hardly doing any damage.
I shall sleep better tonight.
I was going to say, where there is one. Got there in the end. Yeah, I was thinking that, man. I thought I probably should have done it while I was in between quests.
Revelio.
Watch your step. I nearly slipped there.
Maybe I'm a bit more sure-footed than you. I'm not sure which way I should go, really.
This is the sort of great room I want to be buried in.
Surrounded by grandeur.
Grandeur and then some. Even an altar with a pile of bones. Lovely.
Bones outside a sarcophagus.
Oh, where's that spider?
Seems odd.
Oh, I see. Oh, okay.
There's something here by the water.
Not today, spider.
Revelio.
Yeah, I might head back to the other room and see what I missed there. I foolishly mentioned the relic in my report and was reminded to leave it where it lay, but research must come before my fealty to the rules. I sensed something about this relic. I was told that those chosen by English oak wands have powerful intuition. I believe it. Therefore, when no one was looking, I acted. I conjured 2 barricades to isolate the relic. Ancestors, forgive me, but I used their very bones as the key. I plan to return to it, but first I must ready myself for our next assignment, learning the Imperious Curse.
What did you find?
Nothing. Just bones. Bones and bones and more bones. wonder if that might open the door. Clearly not. Let's go back this way. Scary music sounds. Oh. Jesus, mate, calm down.
Revelio.
She's just slithering. Lol. My youngest is very picky about what he eats. I noticed he was actually eating, so I asked if he liked dinner. With a mouthful of food and sauce on his face, he shook his head no. Yes. That sort of thing sounds very familiar, James. I don't know which way I came from now. Was it this one or the other one? Totes that one. Right, let's go back. Oh, I thought that was another route. I was mistaken. I get myself all confuddled. You know how rarely that happens.
We've made it this far, but clearly we have more to do.
So this sounds like, yeah, that's a continuation. Don't want to go that way then. Sure can make up. No, they really don't. They really don't.
Revelio. We're in a tomb. I assume your sounds come with the territory. Accio. Revelio.
I think that's just about everything here.
Looks like part of a student's diary. It mentions plans to return for the relic and conjuring barricades using bones.
Of course. The student's summary referenced a space beyond the Great Room, which means this can't be a dead end. Let's divide and conquer. You work on sorting out the bone barricades. I'll look around and see.
He's maintained his reputation.
Hold on to that diary entry. There may be more to it.
It does mention something else. It says their next assignment was learning the Imperious Curse.
Really? Interesting. We need to focus on moving beyond this room. But let me think for a moment.
Do you think the pages were left?
Well, have they got your
Slytherin mentioned
fantastic good looks, James?
Charms and always carried a satchel stuffed full of notes. They might have been left on purpose, or the student may have simply dropped them.
Of course. I'll start to search for those barricades.
Brilliant. There's more to this than even I imagined.
Right, so how do I do this then?
Stacked oddly on either side of this archway.
Probably not by just
Leave no stone unturned.
No, so how did we do this before? Did we just use an old grabby spell? Yes, we did. Why don't you keep saying Wingardium Leviosa when I'm not using it? Far from picky. Luckily, neither was your wife. But
I knew we'd get through. I felt it in my bones.
They all look like me. I feel sorry for them.
If this archway's been barricaded, we can find a way through.
Mate, do what? What do you think I just did?
Revelio.
Like, seriously, what is your problem? So now I don't know if I want to go the
Before
other
we trudge
way.
on further, I've just realized something. The student's
deeply in
diary
love with me.
mentions the Imperious Curse. I wouldn't be surprised if we're going to need it here. It's an unforgivable.
My mum used to call everything
but
chicken when I was a
useful
kid
you're
because I wouldn't eat
outnumbered.
anything unless it was called chicken.
Places the victim completely under the caster's control. So, if you'd like to learn Imperio, I can teach you.
Brock trees, I like that. I'm gonna need some more for that.
Shouldn't I know more about what the curse entails?
Remember the blasting curse? Same idea, except when it comes to unforgivable curses, your intention has to be clear.
Well, luckily, James, if you've got a bit of indigestion as well, it'll help with that.
Where did you learn the Imperious curse?
I taught myself. Don't tell Ominous that I've told you. It's not exactly something I can brag about, but it may come in handy. I think you ought to know it.
Yes.
It's
Yes, I would.
wise to know the spell.
I couldn't agree more. A spell that could save your life shouldn't be unforgivable. You have a lot at stake. You have an ability that evidently no one's seen for centuries. Focus your wand's movement. It's not an easy spell to master.
I bet it is. Really bet it is. Yep, no, it was. I was right.
Here we go. Something troubling ahead. Be on your guard.
Yeah, well, I'll say I was going to, but I was then also going to immediately leave and go the other way. Is that spider dead? Is it dead now? Yeah, okay. Right, let's go the other way. Let's get that curse on, which is on this one. Then I need to lose one of these. Really do need more spell slots. I find it very frustrating that we don't have more spell slots. I guess we'll turn this one into like a curse one. Temporarily forces enemies to fight as if they were your companion. Cool, cool. I was pretty gullible as a kid. My uncle worked at a power company and told me there were snipers on the roof because his job seemed so important. I do. Need to remember where they all are now. Right, it's this way, wasn't it? I don't think I've got that like even close to being right the first time. Well, I was expecting there to
I
be
need to find a safe way across.
skulls or skeletons in there. No, not yet, not yet, you absolute moron.
Lumos.
Okay, I think I see,
Incendio.
No? How does that not work? Totally don't see.
Lumos.
I'm just supposed to,
Lumos. Lumos. Lumos.
almost messed that up, Brawley, but we got away with it. Stop saying Wingardium Leviosa. Oh. Well, that's confusing.
Lumos. Revelio.
Hmm.
Confringo. Incendio. Bombada.
Different Uncle Sniper story. He was in Ireland, took a few steps off base with patrol. Guy sat next to him, his head came off. Wow, yeah. It's a definite different tone.
Revelio. Lumos.
There are a couple of skulls stuck in there by the look of it.
Lumos.
But I wouldn't say there's really enough to make a whole other bridge. Oh, there's a whole bunch down there though, just on the floor. There we go, that's all I needed.
Bone bridge complete.
Ah, the other side of there. I see. And that opens the door.
Revelio.
Go, 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 go. Right. Oh, not that way, was it? No, no, no. Of course not.
Confringo. Revelio.
No, I don't think I'm getting through there anyway. There's that obvious route, or there is this route.
Another barricade. Considering how well you did on the last one, this should be a cinch.
Yeah, I'd have thought so.
How gracious of you.
I try. That worked. Keep going.
Oh, did it?
We've rid the world of another spider. I shall sleep better tonight.
Oh, I've just noticed there are patterns underneath them. There's a certain order for this, isn't there? And so where do we know what the order is? Where do we know what the order is?
Wingardium Leviosa. Accio. Wingardium Leviosa.
Well, those two are open, so we want to open these. We need Tetris block and circular spiral. Okay, yeah, easy as that.
Wingardium Leviosa.
And then that one is that one.
You are head and shoulders above these bones. Nicely done.
And that one. Nice. I'm again not sure if I'm supposed to go this way.
I see why Slytherin's student was so entranced with this place.
Yeah, no, if he's talking, I imagine that means that that's the route it wants us to go. So I want to head this way first, I guess.
Confringo. Imperium. Crucio.
Hello. Trying to target the Nero one. There we go. I don't think they can come up the stairs. I think they are thwarted by stairs.
Dramatic, isn't it?
A bit dramatic, isn't it? Yeah, it could be the web. I'm just gonna guess it's the stairs.
Confringo.
Oh, serious? Oh, these webs I can just run through. Those are special webs. Okay. Envy people that can switch their spell loadouts mid-battle. I couldn't handle it. I mean, I'm very bad at it. Oh yeah, it definitely helps a lot. Like the mixing of spells is where you really get the big damage from, really. But I am pretty terrible at it. I just sort of button bash more than anything. There's very little skill involved.
This catacomb has suffered decay, just as the student's summary described.
I doubt anyone's been here in quite some time.
Couldn't go that way. So what's down here? Stuff and stuff. And one more stuff. Yeah, no collision on that web and no moving up these stairs. Too much collision for those stairs, that's the problem there. Bring it on. Where are you?
Revelio.
Oh, it's the same thing that he did. Oh, almost dead. Drink, drink, drink. No idea where I even got damage from, to be honest. Well, I saw that damage. That's fine. That's reasonable.
would never end.
Yeah, that was absolute chaos. Oh, right. Panic over. Makes me think even more there's a problem with the web barrier coding. Ball leg? 8-legged freaks, I got it. Took me a while. It's one of those things, man, where I'm like, well, I need to try and save it for the special occasions. But I'd used a couple in there because that was getting a bit hectic for me.
Revelio.
That's the thing.
Confringo.
Before. It took me too long. Oh yeah, no, it did. Yeah, I should have. I was like, ball knees, ball eight knees.
Revelio.
Oh, I got hiccups.
Dead end. Lovely.
Need more Rennies.
Hold on. Don't give up yet.
The relic contains abundant potential. Its possibilities could benefit not only wizardkind, but the world. But the dark sacrifice involved, to realize its intent may be too great. Until we know more, please do not remove the relic. It looks terrifying.
Sebastian,
is that it?
The relic.
Yep.
Look.
Could it be?
Yep, let's just take it. It's just I don't care, just pick it up.
The note and rendition of the relic. It matches. This must be where the student left the relic.
I can't believe it. After all this, it lines up. We've really found it.
What do you suppose is meant by the dark sacrifice required to realize the relic's potential?
I have no idea.
Goodbye, ominous.
We're here for the relic.
I'm willing to ignore what the journal says. We're taking the relic.
Agreed.
Yeah, we are.
This is meant to be. For Anne's sake. I'm taking it. Let's get to Feldcroft. Ominous. The sounds we kept hearing. It was you.
He's gonna be busy. I was just thinking, Capel, the possibility for Friday stream may be hampered by what time the game comes out.
Ominous, but I'm taking
like if I don't get the key until 6 PM and it's a big old game, it could take a while for it to actually get installed.
Hold on, both of you. Sebastian, please take a step back.
Fine, but Ominous knows I won't step back from a fight.
Can't believe this.
What? You're really far away. Zap him quickly. Do you think that'll make things better? He is unzappable.
How much did you hear?
Everything. I heard you encourage Sebastian to take the relic.
Sebastian's done his research. He knows what he's doing.
Sebastian makes things sound easy when they could be impossible or dangerous. We need to stop him.
And if nothing will change his mind?
Something has to. I need your help.
Nope. I'm going with the guy that teaches me unforgivable
Sebastian's
curses.
Right. We need that relic.
I'm sorry. My mind is made up.
Are you willing to sacrifice your friendship over this?
I might be. How could I choose to stand by and watch him do this?
What if the choice wasn't yours? You wouldn't be to blame for what happens.
What in the world are you suggesting? Imperium?
Yeah,
That's
sure.
what I'm saying. I would take all responsibility. This could save your friendship. I know how to cast it. Sebastian taught me. But I won't do it unless you agree.
This is insanity. I can't believe you would ask this of me.
Sebastian is never going to give up trying to cure Anne. If you try and stop him now, he'll never forgive you.
I'm gonna fight for you.
Fine. This is unfathomable. But I suppose if you want that responsibility, it may just save what is left of my friendship with Sebastian. Remember, this is what I was telling you about the dark arts. They come with a cost. You may well regret making this choice. Do what you have to do. Cast it. Before I change my mind.
Imperium! Step aside.
Such a flourish with
Stay
her
in place
wand.
until we're out of sight.
I will.
Sebastian, Come on.
They should put in a mechanic in games that punishes you for looting blindly, like something that will steal stuff from your inventory or poison you, something like that. As long as there's a way, I suppose, for you to. Oh yeah, no, she went for it.
We need to go.
It's a way for you to check, I suppose. I think Divinity, it's not really the looting mechanic, but with Divinity, some things you get are cursed, and you might not find out until you've equipped it. It's like, you've just put on a cursed thing, you can never take it off. You've got 10% of your health for the rest of the time.
Did we do the wrong thing?
You need
Nah.
I know. But not like
I saw that
this.
one of the Warhammer 40k games
Ominous
coming
and
out is like a
Surely there's a
Divinity-esque
difference between casting
RPG,
Imperio on someone without
which
their
has got me
knowledge
very
and
excited
casting
about
with
it.
permission.
I understand what you're saying. I do, but
I've taken full responsibility. You have my word.
we always looked out for each other, Ominous and I.
Yeah, not unless you're punished for looting. Although there are traps and stuff, I suppose, which is kind of like stops you from running blindly into things.
How long would the spell last? How long must Ominous stay in the tomb?
The curse is lifted already.
Is it? You don't
He'll
know that.
easily find his way out of the catacomb, just as we did.
Will he? Because
He'll
it
be
looks
alright,
pretty
Sebastian.
sealed. Like, how's he getting out of there? Don't think they thought this through at all. Oh, I can't. Where is Feldcroft? If I go to the Merlin trial up here, is that gonna be too far away? You're gonna punish me, game? No, you're fine. Yeah, the new, I can't remember what it's called now. If he doesn't, he's gonna starve to death in play. What is this one? What is this one?
Revelio.
What is this one?
Confringo.
Oh, okay. What's that?
Revelio.
Yeah, it'd be nice to actually have
Confringo.
an alternative to The Sims. Even if the first attempt's not that good and it takes them like a sequel to get it together a bit, it'd be nice to have something which isn't just, you know, EA's The Sims. Where they took all that was good about Will Wright and then just crushed it onto the feet of payment DLC options.
Confringo. Revelio.
There's a chest around here, wasn't there? Yeah.
Confringo.
City Skylines 2, yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm very excited about that. Is there another? Where's this? There should be another. Oh, there it is.
Confringo.
Ah. I mean, it's early days for it. Yeah, I don't think. I'm pretty sure the trailer they did, like, it didn't have any in-game stuff, if I recall correctly. But yeah, City Skyline. The only problem we're going to have is the sort of Kerbal Space Program 2 problem, where the first game's got so many mods to make it, with so many quality of life improvements, that if the sequel doesn't have all of those built in, people are going to lose their minds. What I mean is you'd have to be careful of what you pick up, like a trapped item, but could tell it would say cursed corner, blah, blah. If you don't read it, yes.
She thinks like Ominous. It'd only upset
Traffic control for console. That's what I mean, yeah. Like, if they don't have that sort of thing in there, people are going to be mad.
Oh no, this isn't good.
What is it?
We're waiting for traffic control
Over
to
there,
fill.
by the hamlet.
Looks fine. This looks alright.
Feldcroft's in trouble. They're under attack.
Nah.
Let's hurry. Revelio.
Your spell glance off of me.
Was that your best? You come before you were
Oh my word! I get absolutely rinsed in these fights. Whew. There were like 13 other people there just now. Where have they all gone? Ah, I'm sorry everyone. I know you don't like it when I win fights. Ooh. He's getting green eyes. Oh, he murdered himself. And that's not much different to, like, you know, using exploding spells on his face.
What have you done?
Saved my sister.
With an unforgivable curse. From that damned book, no doubt. Your father would be ashamed. You've gone too far, Sebastian. Stay away from her. From all of us.
I mean, he could have used, like, literally any other spell, pretty much.
What did my uncle expect me to do?
Use any other spell.
The Imperious Curse saved Anne's life. That goblin was going to kill her.
No, he shouldn't have done
There
that.
was little time to react, but it was an unforgivable curse.
How can you say that? You just used the Imperious Curse on Ominous.
Yeah, I'm just saying to mess with you, to be honest,
With his
mate.
consent, Sebastian. It may seem an irrelevant difference, but it is a difference.
I
shall
definitely
make
used
my
it
uncle see
on
reason.
goblins just now.
He cannot banish me from my own home. From my sister.
It might be best to let him calm down a while. May I speak to him? Perhaps I can help to ease the tension a bit.
You may be right.
Perhaps if I use an
Very
unforgivable
well.
curse on
Probably
him,
best if I
he'll
get
see
away
the
from here for a
right
while.
side of day. Right
I'll
side
head
of
back
day?
to Hogwarts.
Ah, whatever. How often do I see something to repair? Like, hardly ever. Where is Repario? There it is.
Revelio.
I was going to say, there's definitely something else around. Restock on all the potions I came through in those couple of fights. Man's the builder. Can he fix it? Probably not. He's pretty terrible at everything. Don't have quite the same ring to it, though, does it?
Revelio.
Is there still a shop there during the fight? No, apparently not. Asking a bit much, I suppose. Yes, I think we established that quite firmly, Malin, with the drinking talk earlier.
Pardon me, Mr. Sallow?
What Sebastian did was inexcusable. You cannot possibly be about to defend him.
Sebastian acted rashly,
Ah.
but he acted out of instinct to save Anne.
Out of instinct? With an unforgivable curse? This family does not resort to using dark magic even against our enemies. What Sebastian did cannot be undone. That you are defending Sebastian's behavior at all tells me everything I need to know. You are as guilty as he is.
Yes,
Sebastian is
but
to come nowhere near Feldcroft, nowhere near Anne. Unforgivable curses are so named for a reason. If I hear that either of you continues down this path, if either of you uses dark magic, I will notify the headmaster immediately. Why, Sebastian?
I'm trying. I'm trying.
I think I know how and where to approach the centaurs about protecting the
We're just going to
city
walk in the forest and talk to them, aren't we? You're not going to do anything clever about it. How's the housework going? Well, that is why I wasn't around last week. I had a pretty rough week or 10 days or so. Largely around the housework, which has been going on, as you're aware, for a long time now. Is that what I want? Yeah. It's costing me tens of thousands more than I anticipated, as these things often do, of course. But then I started getting complaints from my next door neighbour because the plasterboard in his house was cracking against our party wall, and he was saying that what we were doing was causing it, which is partially true. But also, if his plasterboard is the same as ours, it's lath and plaster that's about 80 years old, so not a lot we can really do about that. And he started talking about the fact we were doing like unplanned structural work and stuff. So he started talking about getting his lawyers involved. He talked to my dad. My dad is a faith healer. Like, he does Reiki healing and stuff. He is the most laid-back person you can ever possibly hope to meet. In my entire life, bearing in mind I'm now 39, I have seen my dad get angry once in my entire life, and never at me or my sister. And this guy talked to him and lied to his face and really got my dad quite wound up, which is a really impressive task. But my dad's way of getting wound up is to be very nice to him and invite him into the house to show him the work we were doing, to try to show him that we weren't doing anything which was, you know, wrong or structural or causing any issues with him. So then after that, the guy dobbed me into the local council saying that I was removing chimney breasts and it was structural work and I had to go through getting planning permission, just so that if I have to do that, he can then go to his lawyer and say, well, they did this work and they didn't even get planning permission, so now they got to pay for my wall. So I was having a hell of a time. And during this, I went down to the house. I didn't want to do any structural work because I hadn't spoken to the council yet. Or not structural. I didn't want to do anything which was going to be noisy. Sorry, I should rephrase that. Because I hadn't gone down to and spoken to the council, so I hadn't got that sorted out. So I didn't know if there would be a kickoff if I did anything in the meantime. So I went down just to empty some stuff from the garage, take some stuff to the tip, and the garage door broke and locked me inside my garage. Had to get my nan's elderly boyfriend, or ex-elderly boyfriend, I suppose, to come and help lever the door open so I could literally slide through, like Indiana Jones style, but really slowly, like along a muddy ground. So yeah, I was having a really miserable time of it all, to be honest. So yeah, it's getting there. The central heating's finished now, but we need to do plastering, carpets, kitchen, painting, all the painting of the doors and stuff. Kept that secret. I don't know what secret you're talking about. I don't know what I just said that would have elicited that response. But yeah, so it's getting there. We're making little steps. I got the chimneys capped today, so that's something. That's something else that is done. And when I did talk to the councillor, I explained all the work we are doing to the lovely lady I spoke to, and all the work we are planning on doing, and she was just like, "That's absolutely fine. I'll just close the case." I thought I was gonna have to spend like 200 quid. It's like £170 if you want them to come around to do a visit to see if you need planning permission. I thought I'd be forced to do that, and I thought I'd also then be essentially forced to pay £130 to get a letter from the council saying I don't require planning permission, just to tell this guy to shove it up his behind. But I see. No, my nan died. So that's what I meant by X. They're no longer together because she passed away. But he lived across the road from her, and it was the house I inherited from her, if you weren't aware. So yeah, he lives very close. So luckily he was able to come and help me leave her open. It's exactly what it sounds like, Kapil. I was taking stuff out of the garage, loaded the car up, went to shut the garage door, one of your up and over doors, went to shut it. There was a bit of a ping, and I was like, that didn't sound too good. So I did a couple of test swivels of the doors, and it still seemed to be opening and closing. So I was like, I need to go in and have a look though, see what has actually happened there. So I went in, and then the door slammed behind me, and one of the springs across the top just went boom. and like shot across the side of the garage. And I was like, well, that's probably not very good. I'm going to have to get someone to come and fix that. Just going to open the door so I can get out, and realised that I couldn't open the door anymore. And then it was knackered. And then when my nan's ex-boyfriend was helping me leave the door open enough so we could get me out, in doing so, we also smashed the socket on the wall. So I've had to turn all the power off in the house, because the door, obviously, it's being fixed now, but the door wasn't shut properly, so there would be rain getting in, and it maybe would have burnt my house down. So that would have been... Yeah, they cost like £100 as well, because the spring wasn't replaced in the end. It was just the cables that go along the side that hold it all together, that the spring attaches to. But the guy's like, your spring's got a bit of a kink in it. But to be honest, it's going to cost you, it's going to like double the cost of the repair if you want the spring done as well. Yeah, it wasn't at the time. Now, Capil, at this point, it is absolutely hilarious. And I have told everyone about this amazing thing that happened. At the time, when I was feeling really, really low, and everything was going wrong, and I was like on the verge of just saying, sod it. House is up for remortgage, which is going up by like 50% anyway. I might just sell. The whole reason I want to keep the house, by the way, I'm not just trying to be greedy with the house. I'm trying to try and rent it out, but I'm not trying to be like a landlord mogul. But the house has been in my family since the 30s. My great-granddad started renting it in the 30s. The house was bombed during the war, and when it was rebuilt, my great-granddad bought it off the previous owner. We've had it for that long, it wasn't even registered with land registry. I had to get like all of the original deeds together for them. Yeah, so my great-granddad lived there, my nan was born there and grew up there, my mum was born there and grew up there, I grew up there. My nan basically died in the house, my granddad died in the house, I know my great-granddad died in the house. So there's a lot of history there, so I want to try and get it to be like, if I can get it to like 100 years of ownership, because how often do you have a house, like particularly just like, you know, a terraced house in the street, that's been in a family for 100 years? When was the last time you heard about that? So that's my plan. I want to try and get it so I've had the house for 100 years. It's also, because my wife hasn't been working for the last 10 years because she went back to higher education and got a PhD, it's also sort of her pension as well. So we've got something we can sort of fall back on in, you know, 85 years when we're allowed to retire. You should rightly die there too. I almost did. Yeah, luckily when it actually broke, I wasn't in the garage. I think the well, the spring pinged across, but I think the cable broke already. So I don't think the spring was under quite the same amount of tension. So it's just the spring was sort of released, I think, from whatever it's held onto at the other end, which caused it to ping across. But yeah, that was additional cost. And the only thing that I have to do with the council now is I was going to get my mate to put in the a new fuse board. And he's an electrician. He's not like a certified electrician, but he's an electrician in the Navy, so he knows what he's doing. But when I mentioned to the council, they were like, yeah, so if you're doing the fuse board, I will expect to see the statement of work when that work begins then. She's like, I'm not going to make a note or anything, but, you know, I'll see it come in, so I'll know the work's happening. So I can no longer get my mate to do that. I've got to get a proper electrician in to do that, which is also a bit of a pain, but there we go. Worst things happen, right? Can't complain. First world problems, you know. Oh, my second house is being such a pain. Really can't moan about it too much. So yeah, I'm going to keep none of those. And that's just like better in every way, right? Get rid of the rest of them. Do need to change it so I look like a wolf again, though, because I was enjoying that. Capella, are you suggesting you want a vlog of me dying in the house? Because I assume that's where this is going. I was off-roading with a buddy of mine. He got stuck and hooked my chain up to his truck to his bumper like a fool. When it slipped, it smacked my truck's tailgate so hard you could see each chain link in it. Wow. Yeah, it's nice to have friends in the right places, isn't it? I did think we would have picked up a few more pieces of useful gear, really. Like, I swapped my mask over, but that's all the only thing which has really been useful, isn't it? Oh, saying that, that's significantly better. The trait's pretty terrible. Increased damage with ancient magic throw is pretty good, but with that extra like chunk of defense, I feel is gonna be quite useful. What did I look like? Oh, I look like that. That's what I look like. All right. There it is. There we go. Right, let's set everything else. Thought it went without saying. A daily vlog would do your sanity. And so now you're trying to look after my mental health by making me stream videos on YouTube every day.
You're back. Nice to see you again.
Nice to see you too. I assume he's called... Is he called Alfie? I assume his name's Alfie, just based on his accent, to be honest. Couple of minutes of blunders each day. Maybe I don't blunder during the day. Maybe like everything else I do outside of the streams is and my videos. I suppose I can't get away from that. Is, you know, high class stuff. I mean, that seems really good. I'm gonna hold on to that one. So that seems to be like that's because that's an outfit, right? Yeah, that seems to be better than the one I actually put on. Maybe I just missed it. We'll keep the therapist away. Maybe I could start a vlog about doing like vlogging for therapy. I could make it like all meta and fourth wall breaking. High class people lock themselves in.
Thanks for stopping by. Hope to see you again.
Wasn't a good moment. I was lucky that I had, because it's like a garage door to get into the hard stand area or the garden as it is, which is just concrete, and then obviously the garage door to get into the garage. I was lucky that the local football team were playing, so there was no parking on street, so I had to open the garage door to get my car onto the hard stand. Because if I'd have left that shut, then no one would be able to get in to help me anyway. And so I'd have to have my nan's like elderly, like 80-odd-year-old boyfriend scaling the garden wall to try to get me. What was I doing? I was going to look at my gear again quickly, wasn't I? Because that... Yeah, why is that? Maybe I just completely missed it. I'm just going to stick with that as well. Vlogception. He's such a Chad, he has to act a fool on stream so we don't get jealous of him, that's it. Pure alpha male, mate. Pure alpha male. Vlog about vlogging about vlogging.
Hope to see you again.
Do a vlog about starting a vlog. And the vlog's about vlogging for mental health reasons. Genius. Genius. Right. Wait, oh, hang on. Whereabouts in this place would I buy Mandrake from? Possibly over this way. Is it the guy that's over the other side of the river? Is that where I'm going to get it? If I can figure out how to get there.
What will I do without her?
Or is this guy just seeds? I can't remember.
Oh, it's you! What a pleasant surprise!
What a pleasant surprise! Yeah, he doesn't have it. That's a pain.
No one can say I don't keep it.
A pre-vlog vlog, just to let you know about the upcoming vlog. No, it'd be there if anywhere, wouldn't it? Might have to look for one of the yeah. Ooh. Oh, it's that time. You want to climb over the wall, I see. I'm just gonna shuffle my way back home and pretend that I never answered your phone call. Well, we need to do that. Could have done that when we were in there. I knew there's something else I was supposed to do in the room of requirements. That's why I just sort of stood there for a second. Let's go and do this one, because it's a really low level one, so the rewards are going to be pounds. Teaser for the premiere of the trailer. Like a pre-workout. Yeah, you've lost me there. I've got no idea what that would be like. Thestral baby. You're the Thestral baby? I don't even know which the Thestral baby. Oh, there's a Thestral baby. Don't go. How do I... Oh no, I have to equip things to do. I hate that mechanic as well, actually. This is really the only thing that I really dislike about the game is the fact that I've got so few spell slots and that they're not in any way like context sensitive. Like when I'm in my room, give me the things I need to do conjuring of stuff and transforming. When I'm talking to animals, give me the things that I need to do the animal stuff. Did you need that confirmed? Can't you just tell by my doughy texture?
I should let Deke know about the newborn Thestral.
I've only been to a gym once, and that's when I started uni and they were doing the tour. And they showed us where the gym was. And I was like, oh, that looks like a nice gym. Good on you. That was it. Pre-workout is a protein powder shake taken before the workout. Why don't I just have the protein powder shake? Is that going to make me buff on its own? I know it's not.
Such misunderstood beasts.
I'm sorry that we both can see Thestrals.
Peak male form, you know it.
Such majestic beasts. But sometimes wishes Deke couldn't. Deke is to blame.
No mixing with water. Ah, the true alphas. None of that water nonsense.
To help him capture a phoenix.
Just a mouthful of powder. Delicious.
The master had spotted high on a cliff. The phoenix was the most beautiful beast Deke had ever seen. Deke begged Master to leave her be. When Deke hesitated to climb up the cliff as ordered, Deke had to punish himself. As Deke punished himself, Master grew angrier and angrier, and in his frustration cast at the regal bird. Deke suspects the phoenix was protecting eggs when it swooped down in fear and fury. Before Deke could reach him, Master fell from the cliff. Deke stayed on that cliffside for days, punishing himself, before Tobbs found him.
You should join a gym just for the sake of being able to film other people struggling with the... That sounds like a really mean vlog, Capel.
It sounds to me as if your master got what he deserved.
Deke never wanted anyone to get hurt. Not the Phoenix, not Tobbs, and not even Master. Deke often wonders what became of that Phoenix. Deke feels fortunate to be at Hogwarts now, helping you rescue beasts.
I'm not feeding you yet. I'm busy, mate. I'm doing stuff. Pre-workout mixed with a Red Bull. No pain, no gain. Still seems a bit unnecessarily mean to me, but you know, what do I know? I don't go to gyms. Maybe it's just the standard. Maybe that's just what you do at gyms. Right. Lowering our number of quests. Meet Poppy in the Forbidden Forest. Speak with Sebastian in the Undercroft. We really do need to do that one. That's one we need to do. I really need to get me a mandrake. I guess we'll do Poppy in the Forest, shall we? Oh, thank you, Chris. Were you here for the chair talk? Is that why it's a special chair animation as well? Much appreciated. Thank you very much. Welcome to the stream, Chris. Hope you've had a fantastic day at work. Yeah, but it's not really work if you love what you do, though, is it, Chris? We're just discussing various vlogs that I can do, which also include being really unnecessarily mean to people, because Capilla is so desperate for me to do something.
And a historian's
A comedy vlog. Like a vlog of me doing, like, starting a stand-up comedy career.
Now what am I supposed to do?
Dunno, mate.
Pardon me. Is everything all right?
No, it's not. We only had 2 bells to go.
You would be the most dangerous
She just
creature
had
on
to
earth
go
at least until
and
your
spoil
heart
things.
beats out.
I'm afraid I don't follow.
It's film yourself exercise. Ah, thanks,
Also,
Capilla. There it
what
is.
bells?
There's the dig.
Professor Black ordered Mr. Moon to take down the bells in the bell tower. Said they were giving him a headache. Those bells are a part of Hogwarts. I wasn't about to let that happen. So, I asked my friend Adelaide to help me put them back. We've always been a duo of sorts, Adelaide and Evangeline.
The first part is
Addie
true,
and
Chris. I
Evie.
did lock myself in. I say I didn't lock myself in the garage. The garage door broke and locked me inside it. I didn't, like, you know, lock it from the outside and sneak inside or something. But my nan's ex did have to come and help me leave the door open enough that I could scrape underneath it. He didn't have to scale a 10-foot wall though. Oh, this was Bank Holiday Monday. I was talking about, like, why I was away and being in a really sort of rough place and everything going really wrong, and my neighbour threatening me with lawyers and domming me into the council for doing structural work and telling them I'd had chimney breast taken out when I really hadn't. And yeah, at the end of all this, where I was terrified to do any work on the house before I talked to the council, yeah, I got locked inside my garage. Which is hilarious now, but at the time, I was struck.
Mother likes to say I couldn't carry a tune if it hopped on my back like a chocolate frog. No point putting them back in if they don't sound just as they did before, for the sake of historical accuracy.
It's certainly an odd decree, even for Black. Taking down the bells for a headache.
I agree. I thought it might also have been that they interrupted his hourly naps. That's all he does in his office, you know. But then I heard... Can you keep a secret?
Nope.
I can.
I heard from Alice, who heard from Ollie, who heard from Eugenia, that it's because the bells reminded him of his wedding day.
Sort of thing I'd love to say,
Breaks out
Malcolm.
in
It's
a
the sort of
sweat
thing that he
every
would then
hour on the
immediately go to the
hour,
police
but
with and say,
mum's
this
the
guy
word.
threatened me, and I now fear for my safety. He's just that sort of guy. Like, if it was me, if I thought someone was doing work next door to me and their work had damaged my wall, I'd go around and be like, look, mate,
They're part of the
you know, I just want to be really nice about this, but I think some of the work you're doing is damaging my wall. Could we just talk about, you know, how much more work have you got to do, you know, what sort of work are you doing? Could you maybe just try using different tools if it isn't too much? Whereas this guy came around, Chris, and just, I said before, my dad is a faith healer. He is the most laid-back person in the world. I've seen him get angry once in my entire 39 years of my life. Excluding the period when he was about to break up with my mum, where I did hear a lot of shouting, but I was like 5 at the time. And this guy came around and lied to his face and got my dad angry within moments, which is essentially unheard of. Like, it just doesn't happen. My dad doesn't get angry. This guy got him really angry because he came around really aggressive about it and started threatening and lying and
just above
stuff.
the music room. You're certainly of more help than Adelaide.
That's also a threat to me, though, innit? I don't want students in
imagine
that
the bells
house.
just inside the bell tower.
It's one of the things my wife said, though. Like, yeah, we've been doing work over the last 2 years, but it's been like, you know, sometimes once a week, but probably averages about once every 3 or 4 weeks. It's like, he could have had a whole family in there. He could have had kids and dogs running up and down the stairs. Like, he's had it pretty easy, really. Having an empty house next to him for 2 years. Oh, we're doing this quest now, are we? Yeah, that's fine, whatever. But yeah, so once someone's come around and started immediately threatening him with your lawyers, I think the worst thing you could possibly do in that situation is be like, yeah, mate, I'm going to knock your teeth out of your face.
That's fine. You're in your night.
Yeah, if he'd just come around really nicely and just like knocked on the door and was like that, I probably would have just on the spot been like, mate, here's 500 quid. Give me your bank details, I'll give you 500 quid to deal with the damage because I feel really bad about it. Because I do feel bad about the fact it's damaged his wall. He just happened to be a bit of a scumbag about it, so now he gets nothing. It's fine, he has to fix his own wall, whatever. What are we doing here? Something to do with the frogs. I really didn't listen to us. We're talking about everything else. I've never been in trouble for the times I have allegedly threatened someone. You know, I'm not a very violent person. I have threatened people before or whatever, but Yeah, not in that sort of situation, I suppose.
Aloha Mora.
Little Willy syndrome. What are you talking about me? I'll tell you what, if I did end up having to sell the property, like I say, I was almost on the verge of it just because of the stress. But that's all past now. But if at some point I do end up having to sell the property and he's still there, I will happily do many mean things to him from afar.
Somehow. Wingardium Leviosa, perhaps.
Is that what you've been saying? All sodden stream?
Leviosa.
Oh, it's the wrong Leviosa, isn't it? Do I still have the other Leviosa? I don't think I do. There it is. Not that.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Okay. There we go.
One up, one to go.
Oh yeah, there's another one missing. Didn't even see that. Are you talking to me or chewing a brick? Look, you go Tony Soprano on somebody. I have, my wife has this problem with me. Like, she was like, she said to me before, like, I don't know whether you're sad or angry or nonchalant. It's like, I have no, I can very rarely tell what it is you're actually feeling. And most of the time, people tend to get the impression that I've had people, well, the person I got the chair from, my mate, because he was in the Navy a bit, and then he moved away to London for a few years with his wife, which, you know, obviously they come back afterwards. But like when we started hanging out a lot after he broke up with his wife, because he wasn't allowed to go out when he was with his wife, because he's one of these people who can do a few silly things when he's drunk. So he basically stopped drinking for like 5 years. But now that he's been going out a lot more and stuff, and this isn't the first time people have said this to me, that when we started hanging out and having fun, they're like, do you know what? I really genuinely thought you hated everything about me. And I was like, no, I've always liked you. It's just my personality. It just doesn't give people the impression that I actually like them. Which is a bit of a pain. You know, makes it difficult to make friends. The nose piercing probably doesn't help very much with that, I imagine. Mate, will you just... There you go.
Well, that wasn't too hard. Evangeline should be pleased about this, even if Black isn't.
A little bit, Chris. A little bit of time to rest. What really helped was actually going out with my mate and going to a gig and having a few drinks and just sort of just forgetting about it and getting very little rest, because you missed this as well. But yeah, so I went out, got really quite drunk, a lot drunker than I should have done. I was going to have a lie-in the next day, because obviously, you know, I was going to be really hungover. But instead, first thing in the morning, AJ smacked my wife full on in the face by accident with a forehead thermometer, was just swinging it around and smashed her straight in the eye. So I immediately had to go in and help take care of AJ while my wife was trying to figure out if she was going blind or not. So yeah, not as much rest as we'd have liked. There was when I was feeling particularly low, there were a few nights where we were going to bed at like, you know, 9:30, 10, trying to be a bit sensible about it. That's all completely finished now, of course, because we're now back to normal and dealing with, you know, children. I should buy your house. You can live next to me for a few days before we start wishing you come back. Very nice offer, man. Thank you. Imagine practicing your knife throwing in the back garden. Yeah. Yeah, so we don't have that option. You start doing that and then you definitely get the police come around to you. Can't just sit on your porch and clean your guns in this country. Yeah, it's been an action-packed like couple of weeks, or yeah, couple of weeks. I'll say however long it's been, but it's been exactly 2 weeks. What else? We took AJ to The place where I had the beef cheek ragu. We went there specifically so AJ could do a lamb feeding session, which was very fun. I took her to a fun fair for the first time ever, which I wasn't intending on doing. I was just going to take her to the park, which has got the little tiny trampolines in, because she likes the little tiny trampolines. And then almost annoyingly, there was both a bouncy castle thing set up with a bunch of bouncy castles, and also a fun fair. So that ended up being a very expensive day.
The bells are back up, Evangeline.
Point one for Americans. Yeah, you win that one.
I can't wait to hear them. I can't wait for the headmaster to hear them.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. That's what I mean, man. If you do that, then you definitely get someone come around and being like, mate, will you just sit on your porch polishing a bunch of guns? Can we see your guns, please?
You don't know how much this means for me and for Hogwarts.
Worked every day. Wow. I think you need to change your career, Chris. You seem to work way too much. I suppose we'll do Sebastian. We'll carry that one on, because that's going to be nearby anyway, isn't it? That seemed even slower than normal. I really do. You have anything that you'd prefer to do? Anything that you've also been sort of considering in the back of your mind? They'd say there's probably no problem there, but maybe don't sit on your porch and polish the gun when you've had a tiff with your neighbours. I imagine there'd be a little bit of less like, let's be sensible about it. When my mate started handling in his granddad's old guns and the local plots didn't know what to do with it, started refusing. It's no different to cleaning your car. I mean, it's slightly more threatening than cleaning your car.
Did you speak with my uncle?
I wish I had better news about your uncle and Anne.
Well?
And I got a new chair, Chris, by the way. That's how this conversation sort of started, wasn't it? So I know I'm going to have the high-backed IKEA, whatever it's called. My friend, who got divorced from his wife recently. His wife had a very nice human-scale chair.
If he thinks banishing me means I'm going to give up on Anne,
and I joked about, I'll take that with me when you move your house. And he gave her a chance. In fact, he gave her a couple of chances to pick up when she come around to grab other stuff, and she didn't. So now it's my fancy chair. Whoop, whoop.
That relic.
No, it's not a gaming chair, mate. It's a fancy, like, proper, like, £800 office chair. And to get it, I went around to help him, like, move. And I was going to help him get everything. He's getting movers in. But he wanted to get everything downstairs so they didn't destroy the walls and the carpet. But by the time I got there, there were literally 3 chests of drawers to move. So I spent, like, half hour moving 3 chests of drawers. And then we sat in his garden for a while and just enjoyed the sun for, like, an hour and a half. And then I got a nice fancy chair for it. It was very, very worth it. Good little trip. More likely to die from a car than a gun. I mean, yeah, that is true. Depends how hard you throw the car.
What did you mean you'd send Anne a crest so that she'd know to meet you?
We just lost our parents, and we were packing up to go and live with Solomon. We couldn't take everything. She was carefully
video editing. Oh yes, of course, your video
possessions.
editing career, which I immediately forgot about.
She collected to do with our family. Jewellery, cards, old photographs. She got to her favourite, a handmade crest.
Apparently Capille's got a banger in the works, Chris.
This will keep you safe, she said. It holds no enchantment, but I've kept it with me since. That's how I can reach Anne.
Really wish I got another glass of juice before I started the stream.
Be careful, Sebastian. Your uncle
that dribble will have to suffice.
Even if Ominous is upset with us, he has no love lost for his family. He'd use their connections to the headmaster if we needed his help.
I shall wait to hear from you then.
Oh, has he? Oh, he's got the sneak preview.
I very much appreciate you standing by me through all of this. I'll send you an hour when I have news.
Cool. Yeah, here I thought I was the alpha male. Mound's out there just bench pressing cars in his garden to threaten his neighbours. Capilla has the magic touch. Yeah, I guess we'll go do that. Some of the skits.
How about some sightseeing?
And up and away. There we go. Can you, one, fly in a straight line, and two, go up? What are you doing? I can't even see what you're doing. Turn around. Why are you going down?
Slow down now. There we go. Away!
Up. Up. You are doing my nutting, mate. Don't go up now. You're facing... Well, I'm only doing this. You got something else to put in your video. I'm not really this useless. Mate, you are having a laugh now. There we go. Thank you. Woo. Have an odd view of me on the nicest guy in the world. I mean, when I did say about my neighbour, I think your first suggestion, man, was to threaten to remove his teeth from his face. Let's get an Aphex Twin now. Perfectly normal to who? It's normal enough for the stream, Malwin. You're alright. Like, nothing you said has caught me by surprise. Sounds like a nice offer. Smooth as you like. Put your neighbour in an oil drum and hold them for ransom if they don't pay. Light it. Wow, it's just getting darker if
I
anything.
can do this. They will want to help.
Oh, it's from a movie. Oh, that makes it alright to suggest
Is this where
it
we're
then.
meeting the centaurs?
Well, they don't exactly know we're coming, so it's less of a meeting and more of a surprise.
Oh, I bet they love surprises
suppose.
as well.
I'm not sure about this. I can't imagine they're fond of being surprised.
We don't have a choice.
Once they pay,
We
throw
want
it
to
in the
help
ocean.
Snidgets. Perhaps they'll be able
Guest
to
appearances
tell
from
that we're
Ronnie Barker,
sincere.
Samuel L. Jackson,
There's
Mr.
something
Bean,
about
Jackie
them
Chan, the
that's
ladies from
so
Crouching Tiger,
knowing.
Hidden Dragon, and
It's
Bruce
almost
Lee.
unnerving.
That's a selection and a half.
I hope they can tell we're sincere, but Poppy, centaurs are just centaurs. They can't read your mind any better than I could.
Perhaps you're right. It's just...
Who's they?
Never mind.
Have you
What
have you
is it?
told someone you're
It's
doing this,
nothing.
Mawan? Or is someone just supposed to know that you're throwing them in the ocean?
We've no secrets to hide.
Speaking of secrets, I do want to tell you why Victor Rookwood's after me. He's working with Ranrock.
Oh.
And Ranrock's
Excuse
after
me.
something I found at Gringotts. Fig had a portkey that led us there after the dragon attack. It's a bit of a long story, and Fig asked that I not speak of it yet.
Goodness. Well, that certainly helps explain a bit about what we saw back at Horntail Hall. Of course, I'll guard your secret as if it were my own. Even the centaurs won't know.
We'll simply be honest with them about what we're trying to do. They'll have to help us, won't they?
Yes, of course. You're absolutely
Maybe.
right. We'll meet with them, tell them about the Snidgets, and I'm sure...
Ideally, they're wealthy.
You are the
If
talk
they're
of
not,
the
it's like,
school
yeah, pay up, or I'm gonna light this oil can you're in. I've got £4.6 in my account.
We should discuss the next steps in our plan to stop Harlow.
Try to contact. You're saying you managed to contact Ronnie Barker and Bruce Lee?
What do you think you're doing here, humans?
Please! We were hoping to speak with you.
Ah! I suppose you'd like a tale for your friends of the time you spoke to a centaur, and it spoke back.
No, never. We're here because we need your help.
Enough! You made a grave error in judgment in coming here, little witch.
Leave them be, Alec.
They rolled twice and
We do
agreed.
not harm the young. It is not our way.
I mean, it seems to be your way, because like 15 centaurs just aimed a bow and arrow at two young girls.
This herd, and while you cling to our way, their kind continue to slaughter beasts like us without a care.
So is Ronnie Barker, James. That's why I said. Ronnie Barker's probably a bit more of a British-only celebrity.
Mark my words, Doran. If I ever see them again,
They're after the insurance paid out, but that's why I took him. They didn't pay.
Of your heads.
Yeah, it occurred to me when you said, "Oh, but Bruce Lee's dead." I was like, "Ah, he's not going to know who really Ronnie Barker is."
Do you know what happens to wizards who wander here? Now, follow me before
Golden Snidgets are still alive, and the poachers are after them. They know that the key to finding them lies in the moonlight, but they don't know what that means yet. Please help us find the Snidgets before the poachers do.
Could it be? In the south, there is a cave within which lies what the poachers seek. A moonstone. Retrieve it and place it in the henge in the forest. I, on the other hand, must go speak with the herd. Find me after you have done this.
Why would I retrieve this stone? Why would I not just like leave it where it seems to be quite secure? Maybe the centaurs can guard it.
So the moonlight mentioned in the journal doesn't.
Hey, Chef, not quite yet, but I have recorded an Empires video for Enemy of My Enemy 2. It's recorded, it is edited, it is uploaded. It will probably be online either tomorrow or Friday. So it's there. It's about as close as it can be without being live.
Isn't Moonstone all
It took 3 hours to add a piece of garlic to rice.
Knowing centaurs, I suspect he's referring to a specific moonstone. We'll likely know it when we see it.
A heathen Yank wouldn't know a lot of the British only. No, I don't think that makes you a heathen. I don't think there are probably a lot of Americans who watch the Two Ronnies or, you know, Porridge or Open All Hours or something.
He could have been a bit clearer, or stayed a moment.
I wouldn't say they're niche shows or anything, but they are
Centaurs can
very,
be cryptic.
very British
Grant
shows.
says no one talks more in circles than a centaur. It is a shame how quickly he left. What was his name? Doran.
That's what the leader of the herd called him.
Well, if Doran knows something we don't, I'd rather act now and ask questions later. I can head to the library and start looking into the cave you mentioned.
Excuse me.
I'll let you know what I find.
I'm very much admiring your dedication to this, by the way, guys. Although it is dedication just to make me look stupid, so I suppose I could see why Capel's in. And Chris is using it as a career launch pad.
Ah, there you are. Let's go! What say we pick up the pace a bit?
I can't wait to see this, guys. If you can also, like, just try and keep track of how long it's taken you, so when you you post a video in the Discord, you can also let us know how long it's taken. That'd be great. 3 solid weeks. Just quite good, eh? So I shouldn't set my expectations too high, is what you're saying. Down! Down! Get off your horse. Oh. Maybe I should go back to brooms.
Now, my friend.
Not god tier like Capellas.
Students always run when Peevesy wants to have some fun.
Oh. Just really smashing him apart. That was very violent. On the cheap laughs. Taking the easy way out.
I have been meaning to speak with you.
Good, you slept on the floor in front of this bench. I've been meaning to speak with you.
I still can't believe we escaped the Ashwinders.
You may not realize it.
I'm sure it'll be
but you
amazing,
are at the top
guys.
the
Both
school
of them.
since you saved me that
Equally
day.
amazing in their
How
own
everyone
ways.
knows about it.
I told my mother in the hope that she would be more forgiving of what I have been up to if it came from me. She likely told other professors, and news travels quickly. Unfortunately, she might, in fact, have been even less forgiving than I'd hoped.
Good morning, Alex. How are we?
I don't blame her for being concerned. We have been involved in some dangerous activities.
As the Ashwinders were locking me up and threatening my life, it did occur to me that my mother may have been right.
Has Officer Singer done anything with the evidence we provided?
She has not. Harlow is as strong as ever.
No idea, Alex. I've been sat here since it was
Stop him.
daylight, so
Whether
I
it is
don't know.
us or Officer Singer. If someone had stopped the monsters like him in Matabeleland,
Oh,
my
no
father
problem.
would be alive today.
What exactly happened to your
Ah,
father?
my words.
It was a
Sorry to
beautiful
hear
day.
that it's not going that good,
My
Alex.
mother had gone
Sorry
to tend to a
indeed.
neighbor who was ill, and so my father
Hope
and I
everything
were
gets better for
galloping
you, my
the
friend.
savannah.
Galloping? Your father was also an animagus, I take it?
He could become the most majestic giraffe.
I
And he
think
would carry me on
as
his
Chris said,
back,
I was about
my arms
halfway
around
through
his
the main
neck.
quest
We were
last
on our
stream,
way
James.
home when we surprised a group of bandits who had come from our village. One of them saw me just as he removed a scarf from his face. He shouted and then aimed his rifle.
He didn't want you to identify him.
Exactly. In an instant, my father bowed his neck to protect me and was hit. As he fell, my father changed back into his human form. When the bandits saw this, they turned and
No,
ran
nothing
in fear.
picked out at all yet, James.
Magic terrified them, and then he was gone. And it was all my fault.
Your fault? How so?
He died protecting
Although, as
me.
Capil suggested, I might
If
do
I had been
an
capable
extra
of
stream on
protecting
Friday.
myself,
Because I've got,
he would still be alive
you definitely
today.
weren't here, Chris. I don't know if you were on
My
at the
mother
time,
and I
James, but
tried
I've
to
got
go
access
without
to
him,
Dead Island 2
it became too
on
much
Friday
for
when
us
it's
then.
released. I got a
A
key
few
for
years
that
later,
from the
we
wonderful
left to
guys
come
at
to
Deep Silver.
Scotland.
For some reason, they accepted me into their, what do they call it? Deep Silver Insider. It's like DDIS. I don't know. But they're like insider program. So I have to run it by my wife first and see how thrilled she is by the idea. But I might do an extra stream on Friday for the release. Also, it depends on what time the game comes out. Otherwise, as Capil suggested, it might just be me watching a download bar for the evening.
Do you think your father would approve of the things we've been doing?
Oh my, that is a good question. In theory, yes. Although he
Farts
would
for a whole
worry
10
as my
minutes.
mother does.
It's coming
But I
any
think
minute now. It's
he,
coming
of
now.
all people would understand my persistence. My father never shied away from a fight for good,
AAA gamer.
no matter
Yeah.
how ruthless the foe. And I think he would have enjoyed knowing that I had a compatriot like you.
What does your mother think about all of this?
Well, as you saw, she worries a great deal. She is an excellent
Being this is a Friday, maybe I can have a couple of drinks, a couple of beers, and then have a horrible hangover the next day, as we discussed. A couple of beers whilst we watch a download bar. That'll be exciting.
So I believe on some level she understands my need to seek justice.
There we go, Chris.
But that does not
Great
mean
minds,
she
my
likes
friend.
it.
Great minds. I only actually suggested it because the same guy that gave me the chair also just gave me like a bag filled with lots of beer that was just lying around his house. He's just like, I don't want to take it with me. I don't want to pack it. Just have it.
He and my mother.
Oh, I don't know what that
raised me to
bag's
believe
gone now,
that it
which
a
is
privilege to be able to fight for those who cannot.
pretty bad as a parent, right? There's a bag somewhere just like crammed with beers.
I am glad you.
I've got no idea. I genuinely have no idea where it is. That's pretty bad. That's pretty bad.
I'm sorry, Natty. I can't imagine what you've been through. Your father sounds exceptional.
He was.
I definitely can't get that drunk. We have a we've got gym bubbas on the Saturday. We were taking AJ to her first gymnastics class. Only like a, it's not proper. They're not going to fling her around on a trapeze or something. Trapeze.
Exactly. Soon you and I will.
So
put an end to
tired
the
all the time.
Ashwinders, beginning with Harlow.
But
And
yeah,
once
still got
he
that
is
like
gone,
first thing in the
we will turn
morning.
our attention to Rookwood. We are making progress. and
Chair and
we
a bag
will
of beer. I know,
succeed.
not bad, right?
Thank you again for saving me. You deserve all of the praise you have received.
Yeet the baby on stream. Oh my god, that filled up quick. Yeet the baby on stream. Is that what you were suggesting? I've got no idea what Natty was talking about. Just whittering on about something. Really need that mandrake. That's what we need. Well, the next thing is like a main quest, but it's 7 minutes to 11, so I don't know if we should really be starting a main quest. We should probably leave that. I might just jump around. Jump around. Jump around. Get up and get down. I look for some, people who are selling things. Have I not discovered that one? That's a bit of a pain. Let's see if we can find someone who's selling some mandrake. And we will bang out the broom just because we spent 7.5 grand on the last upgrade from Matey. That's alright, does seem quite nice. Alright. What have you got? Does it count me in combat because those guys saw me from 500 miles away? Oh, no, that's something. Hmm. Huh? Is that strong enough? Do you want more? Huh? Alright, I see, sorry. Huh! How's that? I mean, clearly I'm not in combat game. Come on. Come on now. Come on now. I don't think I have Mandrake Seed at the moment.
Are you in some sort of trouble?
I wasn't expecting to burst into this house and just find someone who needed some help.
I need to be better prepared next time. Could use some thunder brew.
So you want me to sing the whole YMCA
A
song?
student like yourself would be in possession of such a thing?
You should be able to take care of yourself. I'm not giving you anything.
How cruel! Calling me a liar? I don't need the help of someone so rude. Better hope the wolves don't
It's fine.
get you. You won't receive a drop of help from the likes.
Still looking for that thunder brew?
No, Wait, did you find some?
No.
You should be able to
I don't
take
have an
care of
anyway,
yourself.
apparently, but you're not getting
I'm
it.
not giving you anything.
How cruel! Calling me a liar? I don't know someone so rude. Better hope the wolves don't get you. You won't receive a drop of help from the likes of me.
Right, let's see if we can talk to this guy now. Nope, it's because those wolves are so close, isn't it? Right. That's just the one wolf. I'll do then. Yeah, sorry, I normally do mute when I sneeze, didn't I? It didn't even occur to me that time, for some reason. There we go, that's what I want, mate. Give me one of them.
Thank you for your patronage. It's been a pleasure.
Yes, I have been told I have a very loud sneeze. In fact, I have been told that I should not sneeze as loud as I do, and that I should control the level of my sneezes, which I thought was a very rude thing to say and made me feel very self-conscious about my sneezes. And then I didn't like that person ever again. Do I have anything unidentified that I need to worry about? No, in fact I only have one thing when you have the gloves there. Alright, cool. It's because I usually just sneeze like into the crook of my arms. Because I had tissue and I was trying to be fancy about it. I was like, oh, I'm using tissue, so I use 2 hands for the tissue. Hey Frank, you have made it. I'm so sorry though, mate. I am literally about to finish up right now. I'm just travelling back to somewhere random in Hogwarts. And yeah, I'm then finishing like immediately, I'm afraid. The person who said it to me was someone who had very, very dainty, quiet sneezes, to the point where I'm pretty sure she wasn't actually sneezing. It was my mate's ex-girlfriend. Well, they weren't exes at the time. But no one liked her. But yeah, she had a go at me and said my sneezes were too loud and I should work on making them quieter. Which has made me, yeah, very self-conscious about sneezing in public now, to be honest. Yep, we're literally 2 minutes, I'm afraid, Frank. It's wonderful to see you, though. How are you? Stop it, man. Now you're making me feel worse again. Oh. Ugh. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Frank. I'm hoping and assuming that she's okay, as you said you're feeling good. Just try not to openly yell at the top of your voice when you sneeze. Is that what you think I'm doing? I'm like just really vocalizing the sneeze. Like everyone, I'm pretty sure, says achoo when they sneeze. Game's gone really quiet. There's like no music or anything going on. It's weird. Yeah, I've learned to somewhat deal with it, Marwan. Definitely better than I was after that Pillock told me that I was basically ruining everyone's world around me by sneezing because I wasn't changing my volume on demand. But she's gone now. She is definitely way out of the picture, so, you know, good. Sneeze the way I fart, no filter. Well, yeah, it's just echoing Capilla's statement, sentiment even, yeah. Hope she has a very speedy recovery, and that the, I guess the point of the surgery is all good as well. If you get what I mean. Again, very tired, barely thinking. Also, no filter, and also occasionally a little bit comes out when you do it as well, Capilla, right? What is different? Yeah, very, very little, unfortunately, James. Yeah, very little. It's not a proper fight without a follow through. Been doing it wrong my whole life, apparently. Is that an age thing? Is that something I've not hit that age yet either. Is that something to look forward to? I've only had Taco Bell a couple of times. We had one open up here, I say recently, probably like 3 or 4 years ago now. But I was very excited about it, and then it was pretty trash, really, to be honest. Yes, I know, Frank, I've actually recorded a video for Ending of the Enemy 2. It is recorded, it is edited, it is uploaded, it is ready to go. It will probably be up on the channel either tomorrow, well, in the next few days, tomorrow, Friday, Saturday, somewhere around there. So I've also recorded a video for Kerbal 2. So they're both up there ready to go at the moment, so I just need to decide which one's going to go first, really. But yeah, actually, as it turns out, Frank, the bottom one was the one I went for first. That was my strategy, was to get that out of the way first. Now, I'm not a big fan of hard shell tacos, to be honest. It seems to be like one of the most inefficient ways of eating food. Like, I can get some food which is supposed to be incredibly delicious, and then I'm going to put it in something which, when I bite into it, is going to shatter immediately, and all my food's going to spill everywhere. Don't get it. Don't get it. Yeah, somewhat, Chris. 2. I've done 2. It's a start, right? I haven't done anything with my PC yet with its power supply. I need to buy a new power supply. But the one I want is about £200 or something, or £180. And right now, with all the stuff with the house, and I don't know, like I say, I've got to get a plasterer, which is thousands. I need to get a kitchen, which is thousands. I need to get flooring, which is thousands. So until I know I'm not going to have to take out more loans, I say I don't have any loans. Until I know I don't have to take out loans or go on my credit card massively to pay for that, I'm trying to cut down on my spending a bit. Which I do by going to gigs and festivals and Butlins holidays, apparently. Any of those would easily pay for it. Much. Oh, I love nachos. Oh, I love me some nachos. Don't eat tacos, only eat burritos. I do love a burrito as well. I'm a fan in general of Mexican food, to be honest. I like an enchilada. That's what I like. Because it's a fajita, but it's just covered in cheese. And why wouldn't you take that option? Hey Nathan, welcome to the stream. I am literally just in the process of finishing up, which is why we're just stood watching my character do nothing on screen. But welcome, good to see you. Counter-sue the neighbour. We were kind of hoping, to be honest, not hoping, but we were wondering if he would continue his campaign of knocking on the door and sending letters and stuff. And I was like, well, maybe I'll just do him for like harassment. James is on it, look. Cheese inside and out. That is the best way. He did the one. He posted one through the door to complain about the same things. That's been it. I'm hoping now that the council is, basically. I don't know whether they go back to him. Obviously, they couldn't tell me who it was I'd put the complaint in. The lady was like, I don't even know who it is, and I was like, well, no, you definitely do, but it's fine. I know you can't just tell me who it is, but it's definitely this guy. But I don't know if they go back to them and say like, oh, thank you for bringing this to our attention, but we're going to take no further action. Or whether he just finds out by the fact nothing happens. Yeah, I'm hoping that now that that's done, then that'll be the end of it. We only have one bit of work to do left on this wall. We need to drill out one more, we need to cut out one more socket in the party wall. Make sure you like the stream indeed. Thank you, James. And after that, there's no other, like, there's no other work which will be impacting his wall greatly. Glue his doorbell shut. I could go into the loft and just take out a few bricks and sneak into his loft to start living in his loft and freaking him out. Drop into his house when he's not there and just move things ever so slightly. Swap his salt and pepper shakers around. Ho ho ho! You won't see that coming. That was one of the suggestions. Was someone else said that, Mauen, either leaving some power tools or just putting on a Bluetooth speaker, leaving it next to the wall, just blaring out whatever horrendous music I happen to be listening to that day. Remove the doorbell altogether, Frank. That's perfectly reasonable, yeah. Grease under his door handles on his car. Just set fire to his house. There is a problem with that, though, that his house is attached to mine. I know I haven't made a lot of progress on the house, but if I lose the progress that I've done, and it sets me back like another couple of years, I'm not going to be enjoying that. These are some interesting ideas you guys are coming up with. Well, no, we have walls, and they are cavity walls, so they're probably a bit chunky. But you know, fires do spread sometimes. Sugar water on his doors and windows. Paint his front door pink. That's a particularly weird one. Anyway, I just noticed it's almost 10 past now. So I stopped moving in game like 15 minutes ago, being like, oh yeah, I'm gonna finish up now. Got a pet shop by a bunch of feeder crickets and let them loose in his house. I like that one as well, actually. Although the crickets you tend to buy aren't native. So by releasing the crickets in his house, I am also potentially causing ecological damage, which would annoy my wife more than it would annoy him. Scraps off the local butcher. He's got a dog, so the dog will just rip it apart and like destroy whatever's there. Whenever you see him just untie and retie his shoes. I'm sure at least one of them they sell must be native. Make my side out of stone so I can light his house on fire. We're back to arson, okay. A fish in his vents. You guys get really creative when we're on about just like trying to ruin someone's life in mild ways. I'm glad you're on my side. But yes, it is now exactly 10 past. I definitely do actually need to finish and go to bed and try to sleep. I've got a meeting tomorrow at 8:45 in the morning. 8:45. It's not all that much earlier than I usually start work at 9:30, which I'm aware is quite late at time to start work for like an office job. But it's not much earlier, but that it's just that little bit. It's just that little bit. It's enough just to ruin my morning. My friend played D&D and his character like don't commit. That's good advice. Bag of burning poo, classic. Has to use the bathroom and pee in the toilet tank. He does actually have a bit of a lawn, which is quite a rarity for the area it is. Like I say, my backyard is a small concrete slab. But I do have a workable garage, and it's the sort of area where it's, you know, like, I don't know when the houses were originally built, 20s, 30s, I guess. But sort of place you don't get garages. You just have on-street parking, which these days is an absolute nightmare. So when I did all the probate, and when Nan passed for all the will and that sort of thing, the estate agents that finding a house in this area with a usable garage, they were literally wetting themselves with excitement. They were just like, you could sell this now, just like put it on the market. We won't even put it on the website. They were like, we know, all of them were like, we know like 3 or 4 people. We'll give them a call. We'll sell it. Done. Garage vlogs. Oh, I think Kapil beat you to that one, Mal, I'm afraid. There we go. Great minds indeed. But yeah, I am going to finish up. So thank you guys for all of these incredible suggestions. If he does anything else to continue being annoying, remove his liver. Wow, Frank. These are some extreme ones coming in now. We'll call it the lock-in. If I ever turn my garage into a bar, then yeah, that's what I'll call it. So thank you to Chris, and I don't know if it was it one James or both Jameses? I can't ever see who donates the subscriptions or the memberships. I could just see who got them, so I don't know who donated it. So I don't know if it was both Jameses or one James. Sorry about that, James, who's still here. But thank you guys, much appreciated. A bunch of fake parking tickets on his car so he gets towed. That's a good one, actually. Sugar water mixed with bread through the letterbox? He can't fling it like a horse. Yes, I do need to finish up. So thank you guys. It's been amazing. Very much enjoyed the stream. Again, apologies for missing last week. Salt on his doorstep. Just keeps the slugs and snails out, if anything. Doing him as a favour. It was both Jameses. Well, thank you, James. And thank you to the other James who was here earlier. Salt his earth. Salt his earth. Just go like small time apocalyptic on him. Possible stream on Friday. Like I say, I'll have to talk to the wife and see how she feels about it. Bearing in mind, again, like I say, like most of the weekends in May I'm not around. Clamp the car, throw the key in the gutter. Get the body in. You missed our massive discussion about drink earlier as well, Chris. But vodka's like, it's like two generations of drinks ago for me. I went through a vodka stage. I'm on the rum stage now. But I'll probably just stick to beers, because there was... I don't know if you guys remember when I used to play... if any of you guys even watched it at the time when I did Farming Simulator. And I used to have a few beers. And the time I didn't have any beers, so I was like, oh, I'll just have some Southern Comfort. And by the end of that stream, I was pretty steaming, I'll be honest. I remember that one. Water in his fuel tank, laxative in his tea. Hey Rusty, yes, I'm afraid I am just finished. I say just finishing up, I've been trying to finish up for 20 minutes. But it's wonderful to see you, Rusty. Hopefully I'll see you next time. Find some clippable bits. Well, Kapil might have timestamped him already. Those were the days, right, Chris? Those were the days. Yeah, we skipped over Farming Simulator 22, was it the last one? But maybe the maybe the next one will go back to it. Good faith dinner and lash it with I know the word you're trying to say. Lace it with laxative. For me, Rusty, it is now 11:15 in the evening. Apparently, man, I haven't not seen you guys this active for anything else. You were pretty active for the alcohol talk, but this has really like got you guys up and running. Got you fired up. That's more what I was aiming to say rather than up and running, because I'm so tired. So I'm gonna go to bed, guys. It's been amazing. I need to go, otherwise this is just gonna go on for the next hour, and I will get. I'm that gullible. I'll just stay here, just talking about various ways of ruining them. Yeah, sorry, Rusty. Apologies to Stream and Dash. Is that a thing? But yeah, I do very much need to finish. It is, yeah, like 11:15 at night, and I need to go bed because I'm shattered, and I've got to be up for an 8:45 meeting. Mad. Absolute madness. I'm going to have to book out everything before 9:30 so people don't do this nonsense to me again. Well, hopefully, Kapil, all being well, there won't be an update. He'll just stay quiet, and that'll be that. So, if there is an update, then I'll probably be annoyed about it, and we'll start going through your ideas again, and we'll think of some things to do to him. Thank you, guys. Thank you again to Chris and the Jameses for your donations. A Warhammer 3 online, well, as in Total Warhammer 3. I don't have Total Warhammer 3. I don't know if I'd enjoy it as a PvP thing, to be honest. Now I'm confused about what you mean, Rusty. It's fine. Tell you what, there's a suggestions channel on the Discord, so pop it in there. That's the best place to put it. Or the monster will be you. It already is. Try to be overly nice while thinking of the ideas, yeah. Anyway, guys, go in. It's going to be 20 past soon otherwise. I'll see you later. Thank you, everyone. Can't wait to see Chris and Kapil's incredible videos, which are going to be the greatest videos any of you have ever seen in your life. Guaranteed. No pressure, guys. No pressure.